Let's tell the internet that we're on the internet.
Okay, internet.
Hey guys, I'm busy
We're
playing
here.
Binding of Isaac right now, so you're gonna have to wait.
You're going to have to pause that shit and tweet this shit.
Okay, I'll tweet it. Fine.
Or he can tweet it.
I
You
just-
can Facebook it.
Killed a giant piece of shit, so. It was the boss of the level.
Uh-huh. There we
Now,
are.
if it was bird-shaped, it would be a shit bird.
Would be a
Are
shit
you
bird.
going to tweet it or shall I?
Why don't you go ahead and tweet it, because I don't have the No Quarters account up.
Yeah, okay.
I guess you didn't either.
Oh, let's see if I go to the right site.
Twitter.
God, Internet Explorer. Why am I in
Twitter.com
Oh, you son of a-
slash-
thought I was logged in here. All right.
What?
No quarters.
No Quaters net.
Net. Password is password.
Yep. Hack away, hackers.
That is.
Oh no, our
Password.
image is not good.
What's wrong with it?
It's got the blue cross, like the blue present image. Like the little icon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it said. That's what its thumbnail is for this.
Do what now? Oh, it probably just hasn't grabbed a thumbnail yet, if that's what you're talking
Oh.
about.
Well, Facebook is going to... Well, we're going to see what it does.
well, yeah, it usually doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't grab a thumbnail until it's
A lot of
gone,
times
I
it
think.
won't have a thumbnail for like a couple hours.
Mm.
What's happening? I don't know.
Podcast.
Hashtag, hey guys.
Uh-huh.
Hey, guys.
Let's...
We're back to talk video games.
Let's play podcast on the internet with a capital I, because I'm old school.
Uh-huh.
My phone still corrects it. Autocorrects to capitalized internet.
Yeah.
No, the cool kids, it's no longer capitalized. I don't know if you're aware of this. The internet is no longer a proper thing.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I think some people on the internet might have made it an improper thing. Let's play podcast on the internet.
Okay.
It's time to talk about video games.
This is good.
How novel.
Very
Oh, we're
good.
writing a novel. So, see, how come No Quarters' logo is fucked now?
I don't know. I can't tell you why Facebook is Facebook.
No, it's not Facebook. It's
Oh.
if you look on the live stream, No Quarters Net's icon is... Because they probably made you confirm your
Yeah, it was one of those
your
things where...
Google Plus account.
Yeah, that's the thing that did
Fuck everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google.
Plus.
Fuck everything.
Yeah?
.tumblr.com.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We don't have a logo.
Yeah. No, I was secretly lying to you just then.
You could have been.
Well, you're on a...
Well, you were talking about
Ubuntu
Facebook a second
machine.
ago, and yeah, and also that.
What?
Also, neckbeard.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Hashtag neckbeard.
I did not choose this.
No, you don't choose the neckbeard. The neckbeard
Neckbeard
chooses.
chose me. Yes.
That's correct.
He pulled the neckbeard from the stone.
Mm-hmm.
It was thrown to him by the neckbeard of the lake.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah. Man, look at people already getting up on that retweeting.
Yeah.
Before I can.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We got people in the chat now? Oh!
I don't know.
I don't know. I felt the phone buzz. It's got to mean something, right?
Nope.
Let's talk about
Hey,
video games.
all of us
Okay.
retweeted something. How about that?
Yeah.
Again.
Oh man, I
I
gotta go.
suppose I should pull up that.
I gotta go
doc
all the way
where
to
we
the
have-
back to the beginning of the level to open the gold door. Come on, Isaac.
Hey, we're here to talk about video games, not play them.
Ooh, spider bite, slow effect, whatever that means. That's one thing about this game. Like, there are so many power ups and shit that you get that I have no earthly idea what the hell any of them do.
He got a
Right.
fork.
I got a fork.
You got a fork?
I don't know what the fork did.
Did you fork
It said
up?
consume my enemies, but
He didn't.
that didn't mean run into him. By the
He
way,
dropped his fork for a hat.
I did. Well, it was a magnet hat, motherfucker. Why would you not pick up a magnet hat?
A magnet.
That's a good point. Why would you not pick up a magnet hat?
There's no real reason not to pick up a magnet hat.
Magnet hat.
Unless your head is metal.
Right.
And then you'll never get that hat off.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point, too.
You never thought about that, did you? What if you had a plate in your head?
Hmm.
What if, Chuck?
Mm-hmm.
What if?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, I used my monkey's paw by accident. Son of a bitch.
Oh shit! I used my monkey's paw by
Yeah?
accident.
I didn't mean to.
Did your
I
wish
hit-
come true? Ironically,
I keep forgetting which bumper to hit. I don't know. Actually, I have a tumor.
Oh, no.
I have a tumor on the left side of my head. Apparently,
Well, sure,
I guess that's what the monkey's paw gave me. A tumor.
fantastic.
It's not the tumor.
It's a
This
tumor.
game is fucked in the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're probably going to talk about it.
yeah.
You're right.
Let's start this shit.
Oh, now you guys are ready to record.
well, yeah, but now we're ready.
Now that I'm
when
playing
when
a
it
game.
goes on the thing, and
Is it
I
on?
told you it wasn't going to take very long.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's on the thing?
When we're on the internet.
Yeah,
The lowercase I internet.
You said we're on the internet.
I'm just glad
I know.
XSplit is
I
working.
said when we're
All
on
right.
the internet, we are ready to go.
Well, let's
I
go.
have to defeat Monstro, who is
Ergo.
not a giant piece of
Us
shit.
being on the internet.
Okay.
He's the guy that jumps up and down and spits a whole bunch
I
of
like to say ergo like
nonsense.
Colonel Sanders
Ergo.
in the
Ergo?
Matrix. That
Yes.
makes you sound like an asshole.
Sure.
Ergo.
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 Yeah. Ergo all around us.
Uh-huh. Whoosh.
I love our notes. Am I the only one that's still putting dumb things in the notes?
I put some dumb things
Nah,
in
I
the
always
notes,
put
but then
notes.
deleted them.
Okay.
Oh, you son of a bitch, die. Fuck, he killed me. All right.
Fuck, he killed me.
Now we
Fuck,
can
you
play.
killed me.
Dear Diary, today I
Hashtag.
died. I was killed by this thing in some basement. I leave all that I own to my cat, Guppy.
Aw.
Goodbye, cruel world. XOXO, Isaac.
Yep.
XOXO Isaac.
I'm amazed they gave that game away on PS Plus.
Yeah.
What,
'Cause-
so that everybody can get upset?
Well, yeah, like there's tons of really bad religious overtones in the start of that game.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Are they undertones? Well, no. I mean,
Overtones.
well, they're
Sort
over
of.
because they're right on top. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
Just a
what's?
retelling
But I mean, like an overtone. I don't know. I guess it could be negative. An overtone doesn't say negative or positive.
No, it doesn't.
It's just a tone.
It's just a tone.
stuff
Tone
happening out there.
All right. I need agua. What the? I chugged on my Baja Blast.
It's the stalling of Mackie rebirth.
Get it out. Premium content.
I think he's been playing Pix the Cat. He's also got a hairball in there. Ah, woo, internet.
Hello, internet.
How's it going?
How are you?
So how was your weekend, Chuck?
It was last week.
Oh, cool.
Hey, did you play any video games?
Yeah, I
this
did.
weekend?
Yeah, I played some video games. Not this weekend.
Did you make any videos?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Yeah,
You're done with that?
Yeah.
it's a good plan.
Fuck videos.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Well, you can make those if you want, but
yeah.
Oh, fuck videos.
I could make
people
some
would probably
videos.
actually give you some
Yeah, I might get some money.
Patreons for that.
No.
Yeah.
Pay for that? No.
No.
No, that's right.
No.
No, I'll just steal it.
Yeah, we're in the modern era.
Put it on Red.
You don't pay for shit.
Nope.
Just wait for somebody to pirate it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So video games that we paid for.
speaking of pirate broadcasts,
Yeah.
Oh.
you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Yar.
Driving around in our van,
Yar.
listening to us on the AM band,
Yeah.
taking over the airport information channel.
Listening to us on the radio.
Okay. Who's gonna clap?
You should clap, Chuck. You,
All right.
You rarely clap.
Yeah.
So rarely.
Here we go. Podcast time.
Welcome to No Quarters, episode 65.
Woo!
Woo! Woo indeed, Chuck. Woo indeed.
Podcast.
Usually this is the part where BJ says, it's a motherfucking video game podcast.
I remember that guy.
But yeah, he's
Yep.
not here.
Oh,
Instead, in his place, we have me. I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck, also in his place.
And I'm Harlow. I don't know.
Okay.
She, it,
Yep.
I.
Our combined voices will make
Yes.
up
Or
for him not
Voltron?
being here.
Yes, we will
And-
harmonize.
and
Form
Captain Planet?
Voltron
yes.
or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Or a Megazord.
Can I be a robot Voltron, not the lion Voltron? 'Cause
Oh no! Wait,
What? You vehicle Voltron?
Yeah.
Maybe vehicle? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
There's not enough of us to be vehicle Voltron. We need like 30 more people.
Okay.
Point taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Point totally taken. So yeah, we took a while off, but we got plenty of new games to talk about
There's finally
because
games out.
we recorded the week before Video Game Apocalypse started,
Yeah, that's true.
and it was like, oh yeah, we're kind of if Horizon comes out, we might play that, and it's like, oh my god, like 50 games came out since then,
Mhm.
and we played some of them.
You played a few of them.
We played as
There's a
many
couple.
as we could stand or afford.
Yes. That is what we promise you.
Or borrow,
Yeah.
or whatever. In my case,
Yes.
Sure.
borrowed a lot of games.
Yeah.
They're good. So let's just get started with the most recent one.
The hottest.
The one that you guys went to a midnight release for.
Sure
well,
did.
okay.
Why
you
the
you make
shit?
that sound like that's kind of premeditated, and let's slow that roll.
No,
Just a second.
it was an objective review of you walking in.
It is true. We did
and
do this, but
going to a midnight thing.
Let's paint the picture a little bit.
Sure.
It's Sunday, of last Sunday fame, and I'm actually getting ready to drive towards our local commerce center
Okay.
where they have an Apple store.
Yeah.
And also a buy that can sometimes be the best.
Eh.
And I was like, I need a case for my relevant mobile device, so I'm going to go to one place. And Chuck's like, "Hey, you getting that Call of Duty?" And I'm like, "Of course I'm getting the Call of Duty. Why would I not get the Call of Duty?" And he's like, "You going to midnight thing, day zero?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? This game comes out on Tuesday." He's like, "No, tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight you can go at midnight, get that duty."
Get that day zero duty.
And I'm like, "Well, strangely enough, I was going to go there and pre-order it anyway."
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, all right, you going to this one here?
You were convinced.
Well, I was just like, you're going to the one I'm already going to be at.
Yeah.
I might as well stop in and give them $5 and hold me a copy. So yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we did. That went all right.
Yeah, really smooth actually. Okay. I know we've talked shit about GameStop in the past, but you have one job, GameStop. You sell games, and
Yep.
they can't
Yeah.
do that right.
No.
They stopped you from.
No,
gaming?
all right. Best Buy, non-plug here, but we went to Best Buy. Best Buy lets you inside out of the cold, which it was chilly that evening.
It was.
So we were standing inside,
There's some nip in the air.
waiting, and they allow you to purchase the game before 12:01.
What?
So, and then they just hold you
they
in a line.
broke embargo?
No. You stand in line to leave the store.
Yeah, they corral
and at
you.
12:01, it's like, all right, you can go.
Yep.
GameStop is like, it's 12:01.
They don't start
selling.
moving
Yes.
the line until 12.
And then
Okay.
it's like they have two registers open because every GameStop is tiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they have two registers, and then the credit card machines go down because
God.
everybody's buying things at 12:01.
I'm trying to remember the last time I went to a 12:01 thing.
I did
and I think it
Diablo
was Rock
3.
Band 3. Was
I did the last.
time
I did Ghosts just because I think I had time or something. Day of the week happened where it was like I can do this.
Yeah, I've never went to a midnight thing, but I went to a Walmart at midnight to get a Rock Band game.
We did that. That's
Yeah.
But it wasn't like an organized
drove around
thing.
to multiple.
we didn't.
Yeah,
we didn't
oh, yeah.
get to. We didn't get it at 12:01 because we had to find a Walmart that understood that the game actually was coming out.
Yeah.
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 Like go to the back. We have those.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes.
But yeah, so we bought Call of Duty.
Yeah, that was a long story that meant really nothing.
Yeah, it was-
I was just trying to say, like GameStop, you do one thing and they haven't
it
figured it
better.
out. Yeah, they haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
They have this weird lottery system if enough people show up. Like Call of Duty was a fucking madhouse last GameStop I went to. And it was like, they were going down the line, okay, your number, blah, 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 blah. But still, they don't start ringing you up until
Yeah.
12:01.
I tell you what, though,
I didn't get
man,
home until like 1 from that.
they corral you into this line where 12 Best Buy employees are trying to sell you the most useless shit.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
good.
did you get a service plan on your copy of
We got
Advanced
strat
Warfare?
guides.
Yeah.
There was
Oh.
gaming chairs.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was A40 headsets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone in line was just like, oh, that's nice.
Not one person bit.
No.
So I think one person walked over and was like, I looked at that chair. It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, now back to the line.
I'll sit in your chair.
Give me my game and my free poster.
Yeah.
So,
And my
speaking of the
complimentary
game,
beverage.
Yeah.
how's the game?
Oh, that.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Well, it's a new Call of Duty game.
Oh, you mean House of Cods?
Yep. There it is.
Oh, it just clicked.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah, because it's like House of Cards, but
It's got
Call of Duty is yeah.
Yeah.
And Troy Baker.
Yeah, creepy spacey.
Creepy
Yes,
Spacey.
Deadeye Spacey.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually Kevin Spacey, I think.
No, I've seen him blink.
Yeah, when Mina Savari was around, but other than that, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, it stars Kevin Spacey, and it's a near future shooty game.
Near future shooty game.
Yeah.
I will agree with that.
Yeah.
You got further in the story, I believe, than me.
I did.
Perhaps.
I think
I played some more, but
Did you beat it?
no, I got to Detroit.
Yes, I have not been to Detroit.
Oh, God.
Number one, because it doesn't exist, but number
Yeah.
two, because I haven't played.
Have
it
you been
long.
to Seattle?
I don't think so.
When you go to Seattle, shit gets real.
Oh no, shit has not gotten real
Okay.
really yet.
All right. Well,
I mean, I did some Fast and the Furious kind of style bus stunts.
Yes,
That's pretty early on.
Yeah, there are some. Yeah, you nailed it. Fast and Furious type physics bullshit, jumping car to car. You know, hanging off buses and shit, and throwing people into light poles.
Well, do they have the stuff from the commercial that they show, like where you got like the Just Cause grappling hook and stuff?
I don't know about a grappling
and
hook,
the jetpacks,
but you do have like grippy hands.
Oh yeah, grippy hands. Yeah,
and jetpack boost and floaty jump off a cliff, but float right before you get to the bottom. You've got future tech.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's
future tech world.
more or less Titanfall without the Titans.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not quite as parkoury. Like, there's not wall runny stuff. Like,
There will be.
okay, there will be wall running stuff. Okay, so it's Titanfall without big giant robots.
It's pretty much,
But
yeah.
then there's also some kind of big giant robots.
Yeah, there are.
Not at the same size, but
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
At this point in the story that I've played, I think it's pretty great. And disclaimer: I liked Ghosts because Ghosts was big, dumb, stupid Moonraker game. But this is like, okay, what would we have 25 years in the future? Like the tech is grounded enough with just like, let's put jetpacks on everything. There's some really cool stuff, and I think the first level in particular, even though it's an abilities, it does show you it sets the world up very well in terms of look at all this crazy tech, because you're going to South Korea has been invaded by North Korea.
Yeah.
And so South Korea is just fucked up, and there's just robots and stuff going on all over the place. But it's
seriously, I expect full out war between this game and the Seth Rogen movie.
like
Like if they get wind of this, it's just like, you did what?
Yeah, they're probably,
we did what? No.
yeah. So I'm having a lot of fun with it so far because it is different. It is, and not just because it's different. I've always thought these games are pretty well done. So far, it's not like taking over Black Ops for me, which I still think is probably the best like campaign. But yeah, I mean, it's the campaign. I mean, who cares?
Aside from Modern Warfare.
Oh yeah, I
Call of
mean,
Duty 4.
Sure, you've got nukes and stuff going off everywhere.
Yeah.
But I will say, so for an actor not making video games, Kevin Spacey is doing a really good job. And there's a bit after the shit gets real in Seattle where he gets to just full on speechify, and it's good. I mean, this is what you want Kevin Spacey doing. So, like, this is I've never bought a Call of Duty game at launch. Kevin Spacey is what sold me on this. I was just like,
Sure.
Kevin Spacey's in this game. That's what I want.
Kevin Spacey's awesome.
Yeah, I want dumb campaign plus Kevin Spacey just hamming it up, and it's giving me that. So.
Yeah. I honestly haven't had a ton of time to play this yet. I mean, I got it that midnight launch. I played, I think, the first mission, which is the video everybody saw, the teaser video. I had things to do Monday night, so I got to play a little bit more when I got home, but that was late and kind of couldn't get too into it. We podcast on Tuesday. Wednesday, I played a little bit more, and I was like, I kind of want to get into multiplayer. Like,
So did you play multiplayer?
I did play some multiplayer. Not a ton. I mean, I'm like level 12 or 13 or something. Not very far in.
How does it feel? Like how do all the new things affect it? Because from what I've heard, don't jump around with the jetpack ever.
Some people are really good at jumping and shooting at the same time.
Really?
I've hit that already. Like, some people are like killing me while they're in midair, and it's like, well, that's
I've just heard like when
impressive.
you're floaty enough, like when you're floating with the jetpack, you're an easy target.
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
get
I
your
love picking people out of the air.
melon
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool because like there's different moves now. You've got instead of like a side to side roll, you've got kind of like a jet assisted side to side.
Yeah.
So you can like tap in like you're going to sprint, with the left stick, and you'll like make a very hard juke move to the left or right.
It's like a sudden human booster.
Yeah.
It's just like,
But it's like you can do little things like you can do like a double jump with the jetpack thing too, but you can also like boost forward while you're in midair too. So it adds some interesting. I mean, it's not as bad as like Battlefield 4 or something is, where people will just find a way onto the tallest building and then snipe you to death. I mean, you can't. There are still some invisible boundaries where it's like you can get to ungodly places and up high and just never find these people. But I'm already still finding, like, there was one map. It was like the Predator looking one. Out in the jungle. I was like, fuck this map, because it was just nook and cranny after nook and cranny and guys hiding behind a leaf. And I was like, just fuck all this. Like, I just hate maps where it's like it's just a camper's delight, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the names
And
yet. I haven't played enough.
My understanding is they've added loot.
Yeah, I got like you get things when you level up, which is kind of standard. I mean, they present it in a more like, hey, you got a thing, woohoo! But that's really kind of always happened. It's just kind of it makes a splashier deal about it. But I also got like a loot crate. I don't know if I honestly have no idea what triggered it. Like I don't know if I got so many medals for killing people in special ways, and that's what triggered it, or if it's just by hitting a level I haven't read or cared enough yet to find out what I did. But in it, I got like 2 match boosts where it was like after 2 minutes you'll get a perk for the rest of the match that you wouldn't normally have, and then I got like a sort of upgraded gun. There was like one I already had unlocked, but this one was better in some way. It was actually better in one way and worse in another, but I could have traded it for XP. Like if I was like, fuck this, I could have traded it.
Yeah, they've thrown a ton of mechanics into multiplayer over the years, and this one adds a bunch more where it's not just who gets the most kills. I mean, there are 4 other systems going on of points and rewards. And
so far, I have to say, like kill streak rewards. One very cool. I mean, I know I can always like geek and nerd out on this stuff about what's different in each year. There are modifiers to every single one of them now, where instead of just saying I just want a UAV, you can actually then make it a orbital UAV, and but it takes longer to get to it. So you can actually like take each one and make it a harder thing to get to, but also better when you do get it. Like you could turn any one of them into the support one where it carries over between deaths. It adds points to be able to get to it. So every single one of them you can turn into something that can work for you without having to like play a completely different way. But what I'm finding so far, most of the kill streak rewards are user interactions. Like except for like the UAV and a couple others, like a lot of them are user inactive, which I always thought was kind of dumb. Like you got to leave yourself exposed to call in an airstrike.
Oh right, yeah,
or something like that. And like the turret now is like you have to control the turret, so which means you have to go hide somewhere and then like remote into the turret. It's like you got a little iPad thing you pull out and remote into the turret. And I was like, that's kind of dumb. I just want to throw this down and run, like not care about it.
Yeah,
but. I don't know. I'm sure it's a balancing thing they've weighed out that I didn't look. Maybe there's a way to automate it. Who knows? Whatever. I haven't dug too deeply into it, but I'm seeing like the systems that are interesting of like the modifiers that adds a whole new level of how you play.
Yeah. So
I play a little bit of it. I'm not the world's biggest multiplayer fan, but I'd play a little bit of it, and I did okay. But I want to give a shout out to the participation ribbon mode that they've put in this game, which is basically a not completely positive, not negative version of multiplayer where it kind of pulls people from online, but it just masks them as either friend or enemy. You have no idea who's real. You have no idea who's a bot or anything. And it's just like throwing medals at you the whole time. Like, you're the best, you're fantastic, and everything. And like when the game's over, all it does is tell you the good things you did. It doesn't tell you like how many times you died or anything like that. It is just the best. Like, I'm a Call of Duty god. This is the
won
best.
the war.
Yeah.
I'm the advanced
what
warfighter.
Are you saying this is like a way you play or a different mode?
It's a different selection on the menu.
Oh, okay.
I think it's in the multiplayer menu.
I just went into deathmatch. I was like, well, I don't have a lot of time to play this. So I'm going to play a few
It's got some specifics. Like,
so it's like called like millennial mode or something?
something like that. Yeah. It's a lot. I enjoy it.
It's called Foam Sword.
Now, you don't level up or anything in it. Like, you're not actually... your character is getting nothing out of it. But
So it's kind of like the training mode from the other one.
Yeah, I was going to say, still, go into online mode and create a private match and put bots in. You can learn the maps. You can try every gun and every attachment. Find what works for you. I say that every year. Like, do that, and before you go spending your points or unlocking this or whatever, like, have your goal in mind. Just like, I want to get to the point where I have this gun and this attachment and these perks and... fucking go for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you put the guys on easy and it's still fun.
So did you play with anybody who had prestiged yet?
I don't know.
I saw someone who had prestige twice.
There you go.
This was the second or third day. So
I didn't see ribbons. I don't know.
I
what the
miss
ribbons
college.
Yeah.
So much.
I don't know. I never want to get to that point that I would ever do that.
I know.
I mean, I could maybe play a campaign more than once, but Jesus.
I don't know. It's kind of fun to prestige once.
Oh,
or
sure.
Twice.
Yeah.
Never like.
Well, and those are always the people who like this is their game each year.
Sure. And that's fine.
Just like the Madden people were for so long.
Absolutely. But people will play 30 seasons of Madden. I can't imagine ever doing that myself, but...
what I want to go back to like World at War and go into a multiplayer match and just see who's there.
I guarantee
I wonder
there'll be people there.
it's either like 8-year-olds who like I got it for $3, or like just the dudes who are like, no, this was the best one.
This was the last World War II game.
Yeah. And
it's the most advanced World War II one.
Well, I mean, as far as I know, they have not shut down any. Like, you still play Call of Duty 2 online.
They're not like EA was.
Yeah.
Well, people are still trying to play Battlefield 1942.
Yeah, well, yeah, they had to like sneak away to figure that out because
Yeah. But I think it would be fun to like go back to like Call of Duty 4. I bet that one has still.
Oh, I guarantee you 4 is like a lot of people. That's the hill they died on was Call of Duty 4 is like, nah, this is the best ever. Because that's when the series just really went nuts.
Yeah,
so.
And that was still the only one that hooked me. Because since then, I just haven't gotten into it nearly as much as I did with that particular one.
We should do that. We should get some old Call of Duty games and fire them up and just see what's going on.
No Quarters Night.
Yeah.
And I'll be the one that's just like, why isn't this? Oh, you couldn't do this movie.
Yeah, they hadn't invented it yet.
Yeah, like the
Where's
run,
my
like,
dog?
Like the run slide. Where's the run?
Right.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty good. I know people bitch about Call of Duty every year, but
honestly,
it's dumb fun.
I feel like we already talked about it more than I want to. I was like, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah, and the thing is, I like that it's never the same game. They're always adding stuff to it each time. Even campaign, like COD Ops 2 had all sorts of like different objectives during missions to try and do, and just like they did a lot of stuff with the single player campaign in that one that I liked.
Well, and it had story branching.
Yeah.
None of it ultimately mattered, but it's still like you could sort of shape the game. So
yeah, I just like that they're always sticking something new in, and the multiplayer is never just, all right, here's last year's, go for it.
Yeah.
They're always tweaking and messing with stuff and adding new modes and testing it. So,
yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. I'll get it eventually.
Good for you.
Honestly, this is the first one I haven't bought like release day. I bought everything since I don't even know.
Oh man, you're gonna miss all those hot day zero bonuses.
Yeah,
like
perks,
like that gold exo suit I have in multiplayer, which makes me a super easy target.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say.
I saw one gun like that. I was like, you dumb motherfucker.
Oh no, I'm wearing it. I'm like, fuck, try to kill me. Come on.
Yeah.
Shoot me in the back. I don't care.
You use that crossbow?
You have to get it to a level before it'll let you use
Oh, boo!
All right.
But it shows up. It's like, no, you just can't.
But yeah, let's move on from that.
All right.
To another game I've watched you play. I'm gonna borrow it from you, but I haven't had a chance to play any of it yet. But Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, Sunset Overdrive.
Both of you guys have played that one too, right?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
Totally played some Sunset Overdrive.
yeah, sure did.
Yeah, that man, like that's one of those like when I see it in action, I'm like, dude, it's like Jet Set Radio but with guns and a bit of a 90s extreme attitude, which is kind of turning me off.
Did I say a Sunset Overdrive? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And their marketing has just been like it's actively trying to piss me off. It's bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
It's like you have a game I kind of want. Why are you trying to make me not want it?
They're really trying to push how extreme it is to a point where it's almost ironic. Because the game really is. The game is not just like, dude, this is cool. It's just like, this is the world we live in and everything's like this. That's just the universe they're in.
Yeah.
So
which
the extreme stuff in the game itself isn't too bad.
No.
I mean, there's a couple like too many like bros and what like really.
I don't know. I think it's kind of charming.
I'm just saying. I've had a couple things where I'm like, like that's what. All right, you're one bro over the line here, buddy.
Went too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
You've played more of it than I have.
Okay. Well,
You've beaten it.
yeah, I kind of.
okay.
So the main story, like if you mainline the main missions, it's not a very long game at all. All right, full disclosure. Like when I first started playing this game, I was like, I don't know that I want to keep playing this game. Like I got about an hour or two in, and I was like,
Yeah, the morning after when I talked to you online, you're like, I'm really not feeling the desire to play this as soon as I get home.
Yeah, and like that's
Which that's always the sign is like when if you're at work going, I can't wait to get home to play this again.
Yeah, and I mean I'll tell you what I was coming off of most recently a little bit later, but Yeah, so I mean that was the first thing. Is like first day I was like, all right, okay, there's a couple things that have made me laugh, and like they give you a really awesome weapon a couple missions in that they then take away from you.
Damn abilities.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's because you never really get it. It's like a thing that gives you periodically similar things. It's like a mission specific thing.
Yeah.
Okay. In other words, a thing that they had in the game found out it wasn't balanced, so they took it out.
Pretty much, yeah, because you can just wreck everything with it.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
And I wasn't really feeling the traversal stuff. Like I kind of just wanted to be able to run sometimes. Like I get the grinding and jumping and things like that. I just don't. I didn't like the fact that it was like do that or you will die.
Yeah.
Like just standing on the ground or even running around the ground, you're not fast enough to avoid attacks. You need to be in constant motion.
Yeah, when you weren't jumping and bouncing off things and grinding off lines, it was painfully slow watching you try and run from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I had to fight through that, and like I think I let a day go by, and I was just like, I need to take a break, and I came back to it, and it's like, all right, I'm feeling this a little bit more. I'm going to get back into this, and I just kind of started sort of mainlining the story. Like occasionally, I do the little like main story missions were like yellow things on the mini map, and then there were like little blue ones that were kind of like the secondary objectives. Like we wrote a little story about these kind of little side missions.
Yeah.
And then there's like go here and kill things for 5 minutes and see what your score is, that kind of thing. Just challenges. Yeah, that are like no story, just it's a thing. And so like those are very hollow. Like I don't feel a lot of desire to go do those ever.
Yeah, they're just leaderboard stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
leaderboard
really-
stuff, points, you get some rewards, but I'm at a point it's like I don't even need to do the collectible stuff. I don't need what they could possibly give me.
Right.
I'm kind of so overpowered anyway. It's like I don't.
Is it kind of like in Crackdown once you maxed out your guy and there's still like 100 orbs laying around?
It's probably worse. Like I mean, there's a lot of things around the city to find, and like you'll get mission ones where because the main thing you got is you have weapons, and then they can level up, and then you have orbs that you can put into not orbs boosts.
No.
There's a word.
Yep.
What is it?
They are.
Orb boosts?
Podcast. No,
Yes, they're podcasts.
They're podcasts. You put in your guy.
Balloons?
God, I've had many hours I played on
They
this.
are a thing that you put in.
Yeah, but there's a word.
Yep.
Quaaludes?
Yes, they're Quaaludes. You pop a bunch of ludes and you go to town.
Okay.
But anyway, these things you can like. There's some for your guy that modify like your melee ability, and like you can get on like a style meter where you can go up to a certain level, and so weird things will happen. Did you look it up?
I'm getting there.
Overcharges? No, that's
Nope.
the drink.
Keep talking.
But there are those for your guy, but then there's also ones you can put on your weapons too, so that it modifies how they attack, and gives them cool little bonuses. So you're going to get some of those just from doing main story missions.
Amps.
Of course, they're amps. So there are like hero amps that you put on your person, and there's weapon amps, and you're going to get some just for doing the main story missions as rewards. And honestly, they're good enough. Like they kick enough ass that like going around and getting these collectible things in the world, which are sneakers hanging on power lines, toilet paper that people have hung over street lamps,
Balloons.
there's balloons. There's like these security cameras that you can shoot around the world. I mean, there's just so many different things that like there's so many things you have to be on the lookout for when you're running around the world. There's like these little neon signs that hang out on the side of the buildings.
Yeah.
And they all like count up towards you can turn those in to give yourself some more amps.
Cook some more amps.
Yeah, they basically make it do a lot of Breaking Bad stuff of like we're cooking up these amps and Breaking Bad.
Okay.
But like you said, you're gonna get some.
right.
You're gonna get some anyway from the game. That's like going around and getting the collectibles is like I don't give a shit. Yeah, like, it's super busy work. So
Yeah, I mean, like when I'm flying around, it's just basically like if I see one, I'll go get it. But
Exactly.
I'm not going on a
Right.
hunt.
no.
For
I
anything.
mean, at least they let if you are obsessive compulsive, which I'm not feeling the need to be in this one. There is a way to buy the maps that show you where they all are on the map.
My favorite thing.
Yeah.
Fine, yeah,
If you have collectibles,
Yeah,
let
thermoses.
me buy a map.
Yep.
yes, and you can do that if you feel the need. But like by the time you get very far in the game, you kind of just don't care.
So I guess that's my question for you is
I think
do
I'm
you
done.
do you sell it
I think I'm
Or-
done.
or-
Yeah.
yeah, you're done.
I think so. I mean, I got 12 hours in. I've done all the blue missions, I think. I mean, I might have a couple more blue missions, which I'll finish those because they have somewhat of a story to them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel zero desire to play whatever little multiplayer bullshit thing it has, where it's like go to this phone booth and you'll go into a mayhem mode where
I'd like to try it.
I hit it once and it sat there for like 30 seconds. I'm like, I'm now bored of this. I don't care. And also, I probably wouldn't be able to hear people because it's the Xbox One. But,
So, is there any sort of co-op, like in the game and the missions, any of that, or is it just these little areas that
just
you go
that
to?
thing
the
you can go
multiplayer,
into.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to think of a game that it's to liken it to.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be too hectic with two people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
There was a lot going on screen.
There is.
Whenever I've watched you guys play it.
yeah, but it runs nicely.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't choke. It is a colorful, bright, fun-looking game.
It has funny references here and there.
Yeah.
There's some jokes that fail miserably. Like I think we were likening it to the Saints Row. Like it'll just
Kind
be
of.
like that's brilliant. Oh wow, that did not hit at
Yeah.
all, and that's
Yeah.
almost painfully bad,
Yeah.
funny or unfunny. You know.
Yeah, just every once in a while, it's kind of like us. You throw a joke out there and you're just like,
crickets.
that's oops.
yeah. So I'm not dissing the game per se, but I've never felt more sorry for the people that are like, I'm going to go buy an Xbox One because of this game. Let me just tell you, don't.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a system seller. Neither was Titanfall. This is not either.
No, but
if you have an Xbox, it's a nice little
God,
game.
Titanfall. I remember that game.
I think if you put it on a list with
If you put it
other
on
exclusives,
yes. If you're like, man, I'd be interested in Dead Rising 3 or maybe even Rise for
Yeah.
5-10 hours,
Sure.
or whatever. Like if there's another game that's Xbox One exclusive, and if you're looking for an excuse to get a next gen, sure, great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to diss the Xbox so hard that I'm saying don't get that over none. If you're just like my friends are at Xbox, fine, get an Xbox. I don't give a shit anymore. I still think the Xbox experience is a little bit broken and the interface is garbage, but I'm not trying to fanboy out. I'm just saying this is not your system seller.
Yeah.
It's too short of a game. It's too kind of monotonous and there's no long-term replay. At least like Titanfall, if you get into multiplayer, you can play it forever.
well, that's
Yeah.
all it is.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm saying like if you get into it and
Yeah.
like you're into that,
Yeah.
you can play it forever.
Yeah.
This very much has an expiration date.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Crackdown was still fun to go back in and run around and kind of cause some mayhem with your friends. You can't jump in and do that with this.
Yeah.
I can run around the city and grind some more. Maybe set up a new profile and do it all over again. But it's just not a system seller. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I can pass judgment on it like that yet because I'm only a couple hours in, but I like the way it is. There's a very definite push in this game to just go all the time, and I don't mean just like motion. It's just like missions. It's just you are constantly just like, here's the next thing, go do that. There's no slow.
Speaking of, I'm sorry. One more thing I have to harp on.
No, go ahead.
I'm very annoyed, like, because the game will have like somebody will call you on your phone, like mid whatever, and there's like the quote unquote fast travel is so slow that the animation will cut off the people talking, and you can never get it back.
Oh,
And it's like, really, games, you're still doing this? Like, I've been where I'm like standing somewhere and somebody like I've hit the button to fast travel and he starts doing his motion to like because basically he drinks himself into a stupor and wakes up in a porta potty somewhere else in the city. That's how he fast travels. But I've started the animation
That
where
sounds extreme.
I've picked where I am but the animation is still like you're in the game. I'm going to call you and hey, bud, I'm just what loading, and that dialogue is gone forever.
yeah.
It's just like that's kind of almost unforgivable in the game these days. But
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I like it. I haven't gotten to a point where I'm sick of it yet. I'm kind of waiting for the point where the controls are going to click with me because right now they still feel really counterintuitive to what I want to do. But from what I understand, pretty much everyone who plays it, there's just a point where it's just like you get it and they become natural. It's just there's a lot of systems going on and it's different than most everything else. You're just not running and shooting things. You're bouncing on a car and shooting a big blobby thing with a record throwing gun of some kind.
Yes,
So
record throwing gun.
it's crazy and it's colorful and it's fun. So
Yeah.
So would you feel differently if the campaign were longer?
I don't know. I mean, I don't dislike the game. I'm just saying this is not a system seller. I mean, if you have an Xbox One, I would say play this. That's really my recommendation. It's like, if you're looking for this, if this
Yeah.
kind of game is your thing.
I think it's a bullet point on a list. I think it's a
Yeah.
solid, like, hey, if you get an Xbox One,
especially when you
yeah.
can get it like $20
have
or
this.
$30 in
Yeah.
a few months,
Yeah,
especially.
exactly. Yeah.
We have this, so you can't get it anywhere else. So give it a try.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Jet Set Radio meets Ratchet and Clank meets even like Armed and Dangerous, like going back way
Yeah.
like that. I mean, it's like those. I mean, Ratchet and Clank had funky ass weird guns. This kind of takes it that like extreme over the top level further. Ratchet and Clank was like, yeah, okay, that's kind of funny, but this is like that Armed and Dangerous, like shark gun. Why not?
I like a shark gun.
Yeah, there's no shark gun, but things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one in Saints Row though.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game's not Saints Row.
No, but yeah, apparently had a white console bundle,
Mm-hmm.
which they've sold out of.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't get one, you're probably not getting one. But
Oh, they're done. Like they were a limited run.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
guy
I
I
guess it was
guy I
our-
work with got one.
I guess that like don't buy your system for it is lost.
Yeah.
And maybe people just wanted the white console. Who knows?
Yeah, a guy I work with, he wanted that white one bad, and he got that. I'm like, good for you. It's gonna be yellow in a few years, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the appeal of the white console, but
I don't either. Like my whole entertainment center is all black, and I'm like, this is
Maybe they
Awesome.
bought that shit at IKEA. I mean,
I don't know.
Oh,
No,
I
it's
need
all
this
the white
to
one.
Yeah,
match
you're
my
right.
white bookcase.
yeah.
Yeah. So, moving along,
Uh-huh.
I played a game.
What?
A game Harlow basically sold to me once he decided that wasn't quite for him. But Alien Isolation.
Yeah, that's a
This
game.
was the game I was most anticipating this fall. This was the one I was going to get, and then I didn't because money.
life.
Because life happens
Yeah.
sometimes. But yeah, survival horror, alien game. More, even less on the survival horror. Because whenever I hear survival horror, I think, oh, you got weapons and you got limited resources, but you can fight. This game, you can't fight shit, and
it's hide and
that's
seek.
not really the point. Yeah,
You do get guns, though, right?
yeah. I have a revolver right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you do get guns and a flamethrower and other stuff later
See,
on.
when I first heard about it, I like the first time I picked up a weapon or whatever, I was like, wait, I thought this game was not. There was never a gun.
No, there's
To be honest with you, I was like,
yeah,
I was kind of disappointed. I was like, I have a gun.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh.
yeah.
people had guns. So now you have a gun.
But this game, the thing that honestly, strangely enough, that really turned me off was people that were reviewing it and playing it were like, yeah, it's about 20 hours. And I was like, what? Why?
Because it's padded.
Yeah. And I'm nowhere near beating this. I'll say that right now. I'm not very far because I just have not had game time whatsoever, and I wanted to kind of spread it out so I could talk about more than one game.
Yeah, you say
Being
you're not
here.
very far, but you're probably a good 3 hours in. That whole point, like before an alien shows up, is the length of a movie.
Yeah, kind of.
You were
If you're
playing this
poking
game
around enough.
Yeah, you were playing this game for a good 2 hours before the titular alien shows up.
But man, when you boot this game up, they are just like, they know how to hit someone like me.
Oh, yeah.
Who absolutely loves the movie Alien, like it is in my top 3 of all time.
Mhm.
Everything about the opening of that is just exactly what you want. It's like the whole, these screens, the readouts look like that. They've got the music, the giant planet on the side of the menu screen and the tiny little menu in the corner, and just you can see the space station floating there, and just everything about that is like, yes, you guys get it. You know what you're doing. And then you get into the little ship, and it's got the whole aesthetic that Alien had, and everything about that works. But once you get to playing it, I realized the problem is they wanted to make an Alien game, but they kind of accidentally made an Alien 3 game.
Oh no.
Because there are, and I guess what I realized also is like the Alien game I want will never work.
Yeah.
It just won't work. Because I've encountered the Alien a few times now playing the game. One of which was in a cutscene, which we'll get this out of the way. The cutscenes are broken, at least on the PS4 version, and from what I've been told, right, people have played it the Xbox One version as well. PC version is apparently fine, but
Way broken.
yeah, like the jaggiest frame rate, out of sync, like not right. And then you get into the actual like, hey, I'm controlling my character, or an in-game cutscene where it takes control of the camera for you.
Butter smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Looks fantastic. But then the cutscenes happen, and it's just like slideshow city. It's so.
I think I walked up and ejected the disc and looked at it. It was like, is this skipping? I mean,
I did the same thing. I
know
quit.
I know it installs, but I'm like, is it still installing?
Maybe they must have used some weird codec that no one's ever heard of. Just like, this is going to compress our video like the best way.
Yeah, I've
use
never heard of
NVK.
cutscenes being fucked and the normal game being perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually it's like,
But-
well, at least the
But
cutscenes look all right.
That's the problem. Is that's what turns you off first.
Yep.
Is playing it. You're like, and because there's a big action scene that gets you onto the station. You know, once shit goes wrong because you're sent to find the flight recorder from the Nostromo from the original Alien movie, and of course everything's gone wrong and people write graffiti on the walls because apparently that's what you do when things go wrong.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I will say that's only in the very beginning.
Okay.
That has not shown up since.
Okay, good. That page needs to be torn out of the game designer handbook.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't add anything at this point. It's just like, why would they do that?
Mm-hmm. And I will say, like, that's a misstep, but the way they do the logs and stuff in there, and I mean, yes, they're audio logs, yes, they're text logs, but they all make sense because they're all like interstation emails from people to each other. And they're not, I mean, there's a few, of course, that are like, oh, this tape recorder was left on this counter, you know, and it's got this guy talking about that. You know, there's some of that, but I mean, the majority of it's like, oh, I found this terminal and I did this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But man, the first time you encounter the alien is in a jaggy ass cutscene
Yeah.
where you're stuck with basically a guy that's a character from Alien 3.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a downer. And the fact that there are people all over this station and they're all like, I don't know you, I'm going to shoot you. So the very beginning of this is fighting people or basically playing hide and seek with people. So it becomes Metal Gear Solid for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game needs a push square to talk and reason with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Because any person who sees you is just like, kill them.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do what you're doing. I don't want your loot. I don't want your food supply.
Yeah.
I just want to go
But-
over there.
Yeah. I mean, and me being the idiot that I am, played it on hard.
Oh, dear.
I backed that down pretty quick.
Good for you.
I will say that because they can detect you way quicker on hard than they can on easy.
Yeah.
And it's just not fun.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of just kind of peeking right, like holding L1, looking up over the edge of a thing, looking down, looking up. Oh, there's a guy again. Oh, they've just done the same pattern again. I can't get through it until you come out and they shoot you. And then when you reload, because that's the other thing I hate that I already started doing this, but I figured out how to game it.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out if I go and pick up this little communicator in front of the elevator, that triggers everything to start.
Yep.
So I wandered around and checked everything in the room to see what to do before I went and picked that up when I reloaded.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, if I go to this panel, I can turn off the air filtration and suddenly the room's all smoky. That's how I'm going to have to get by these guys. Oh, and it only lasts about a minute and a half, so I better do it quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I hate that I was forced into that quickly, into trying to game the system. But once you get to the point where the alien is actively around, and you know that the alien is around, that game gets way better, but also very much, all right, there's this room, and I got to get to the other end of it, and I'm going to take my sweet-ass time. And then you get to the end of it, and you die. And you're back at the save point. That was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Manual saves only.
Yeah. Which I totally understand why they do it. Like, I totally understand why that adds to the atmosphere, why it's... When you hear that thing beeping, you're like, oh, thank Christ.
Yeah.
You know, and you put they put the little card in, and it goes... Derp, 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 and you got to wait, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
But all that stuff works, and when you're just sneaking around and you're in a duct where they have the same sliding open iris thing that was in the movie, which is that sound will scare the shit out of you when you're trying to creep around a room too, and suddenly you get close enough to it and it goes shh.
Yeah. It's like,
fuck.
Yeah.
But you'll just be creeping around and things will just be like you'll just hear suddenly a thump, thump, thump right above you.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's in those moments, that game is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
But then when that moment ends with the alien suddenly showing up and biting your face, and then you're back at the checkpoint
Yeah.
that was 20 minutes ago, then that game kind of sucks. and I don't. I want to continue being in there, but I don't like how many people are in the whole place anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more fun when you're alone and you're not worrying about people, because people inherently aren't as scary as that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And
they're an annoyance.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, geez.
it's like, oh, really? Yeah, just leave the room so I can do it.
I guess the thing I don't get is, there's not really, from what I played, there's not really an established, like, how long has the alien been murdering people? Like, how long has it been let loose on the station? Because
yeah, they haven't quite explained the time frame yet.
It seems that, like, everything's gone completely Lord of the Flies, and like I said, the people will not even. You can't talk to anyone really.
Yeah.
They all want to murder.
Well,
on
they
sight.
kind of established too that like things had already gone wrong on this station. Like people were running out of food and they were shutting it down, but then they stopped all transport off of it, so people were kind of stranded there. I mean, it's
a sub-tier Weyland Yutani. It's not like the premier company. It's like it's like a shitty competitor, and they ran out of money. Mm-hmm. And so everyone freaked the fuck out, and then shit went wrong. So people were already pissed off anyway.
It's like Detroit in space.
Yeah, because like you're reading emails and stuff, and people are just like, "Fuck this company" and everything about it. And then like the next entry is, "I had to eat my friend's face."
Yeah, it's like we're rationing food.
Yeah,
like if you take something from here, you tell us.
Yeah,
or we will kill you.
Right.
Like so, there is a lot of story going on, but I just don't like that there's so many people running around. I like it. In the moments where you're alone and you know that the only thing that's around is that alien, it's like, okay, this is what I wanted. Mm-hmm. Problem is, everything's so well lit that when the alien shows up and, that's not a cutscene where basically it stays in first person, they take control of the camera because you're doing something, because whenever you go into a computer or whatever, it kind of takes over for a second. Mm-hmm. And that's when the alien shows up. You should be dead. There's just no way around it. The way this scene plays out, you should be 100% dead. Dead. Like, no survival, you're dead.
Yeah.
But, of course, it pops down, and you get to watch it kind of walk away, go down the hall. And it's so brightly lit that it doesn't work anymore. Because, I mean, it just... That's the problem, is it looks silly.
Yeah.
And there's no way around it. And you can't have a game that's pitch black, obviously, where and you don't know where it is, and it's suddenly right there next to you, and checkpoint again.
Right.
It can't do it that way, but it just doesn't.
Well, maybe it gets to that point. We've got another 18 hours to go.
I guess, but it's.
I guess my thing was like, you throw this many people on here. As you said, Alien 3, the people don't get as shitty as the people in this place do.
Oh yeah,
and they're hardened criminals. It's like,
I mean, some of the people in Alien 3 are pretty shitty, but they're almost trying to not be shitty.
Well, like when shit goes down, they're like, we should probably band together and kill this fucking thing.
Right.
They're all, like I said, they've gone Lord of the Flies of like, that thing, fuck that, fuck you, fuck everything. Just kill it all.
Yeah, the only thing they have is like, there's a point where they're like, I'm not going down there.
Yeah.
They're like, I will not, no. They're like, she went down there. They're like, well, fuck her then. I'm not going down there, which should be the reaction these people have.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I want. This game's trying to give me what I want, but I think what I want doesn't work as a game. It's one of those things where you're like, it would be really cool if it was really dark and you had to sneak around. And you just didn't, and you never had weapons or anything, and that just doesn't work.
It might get to that point. It's just the game does not deliver a good first impression outside of the aesthetics. It's like, this game looks and sounds genuine. This is what I want. But the content is just like, this is not...
Finished.
Kind of not finished, but also overthought. Mm-hmm. Like, we need to have more interaction, and you really don't. You just need, like, one person trapped on an empty space station with an alien. You don't need all this other interaction.
Yeah, because what I found myself doing is going, there's other people here, so I don't have to worry about the alien as much.
Yeah.
Because it's going to kill them first.
Right.
They're making a lot of noise running around going, where are you? And that's counterintuitive to what that should be.
Mm-hmm. Oh, when you were first running around with bald Brendan Gleeson, mm-hmm. and like he's like the first room you come full of people where they're you got flashlights and patrolling around in that circular room.
Yeah,
I mean, he comes in, he's like, stay down. Get behind me. Don't let them see you.
It's like,
I'm
dude, shut up.
reloading. I'm like, hey, don't you shut the fuck up, man.
They could probably hear you.
I can. The funny thing is, I didn't follow him right away in because like I stopped to save and everything, and like so he's already in there. He's like just talking like just a little bit too loud. I'm like, I can hear you up around the corner. They're in the same room as you. Anyway, but I don't know. Just things about the game just felt unfinished.
I haven't felt the unfinished part of it, but I have felt this isn't necessarily what I was hoping for. You know, and I wanted and I don't even know if what I wanted works because I bought the mission that was a GameStop exclusive, the Last Survivor one, which is basically the last 10 minutes of Alien, where, you know, everyone else is dead, you're Scorny Weaver, and you're just trying to get out of there.
Okay.
And even that one, it's hard as fuck. Because it starts basically where the last two other people get killed.
Okay.
And so you're running from the main cabin down to where they are because one of them has the key card that you need.
Sure.
And of course, you hear the alien kill them over the, you know, it's basically all the audio directly from the movie. And once you get in that hall, the alien's there.
Oh.
Luckily, you have a flamethrower, so you chase it off. It does not stay away for very long at all, as you find out very quickly. So it becomes that whole trial and error puzzle game thing where it's like, okay, if I go here from, if I enter this corridor from the left, he's going to come out here, and then I can scare him that way, and then I can go get the card off Yaphet Kotto, and then hopefully I have enough time to get out because one shot at that thing uses up all your flamethrower ammo, of course.
Sure.
You know, so it's like, it became like the puzzle game where it's like, all right, I got this far, now I have to figure out what to do next, and like, the whole game feels like that. I think is what the problem is each area becomes so sectioned off in this little chunk of, all right, I got to do this now, you know, and I got to wander, you know, just like I had to do where I was like, okay, I have to do this so it turns on the thing so that the guy won't see me, and then I have to go, you know, it's not as intuitive and fluid as it feels like it should have been for the randomization that they use on it. And never knowing where the alien is should work better than it does, but I don't think it does. It just leads to you being frustrated more than being really suspenseful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we need to stop talking about that.
It's a shame. I maybe with more time spent with it, it might get better.
Yeah, because from what I understand, there's stuff late in the game that for me is just like, yes,
Okay.
yes, give
Yeah.
me this stuff.
But
and
so far, it's not that.
but that stuff's a good 12, 15 hours away. So it's like,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
Yeah. I gave up on it because I just, you know, if the game makes me redo things like the long checkpoints and also bugs, I don't have time for you. Like,
You had a scripting thing where the game never proceeded.
like the very first mission where, you know, you're still on the ship before you land on the station. You're supposed to kind of walk around and meet everybody. And you know, go meet the android that probably doesn't claim to be an android, but most likely is.
Yeah.
And you know, but I'm talking to the angry lady in the mess hall, and the captain comes on the PA like, "Okay, everyone, meet in the bridge." And I was like, "Okay, there's the bridge. Go to it." And I'm standing around. Everyone's just standing perfectly still. I'm like, "Okay, I'm on the bridge.
What's up, guys?
Anybody gonna acknowledge that I'm here, or anything else for that matter?" And then so I started wandering around the ship until I finally somehow made it back in the mess hall, and I noticed that angry bitch was still sitting at the table, and I'm like, "Oh, you didn't get up, and therefore the cutscene didn't trigger.
Yeah.
I need to reload."
Yeah.
So yeah,
Bummer.
do things like that, and no.
Yeah. I didn't have those problems only because I know there was a patch when I first played it, but
Okay.
my problems are more just structurally of that game.
Yeah.
Is there are too many people running around that take away from the suspense. It's too well lit, but if it was really dark, it wouldn't be fun because it would be way too easy to die, and obviously it's just too long. It's not like that kind of experience. I don't think can sustain for 20 hours. So,
Yeah.
Oh well. So moving on,
Yeah.
a game you guys had never heard of whatsoever.
I still don't know what this is.
Lords of the Fallen.
Okay.
I've been playing.
What is that?
It's basically guys who played Dark Souls and said, you know what? Nobody else makes Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So let's make Dark Souls. So
Cool.
they made their own version of Dark Souls.
So what you play?
Yeah. But I mean, like, to the fact that, like, the control scheme, which if you remember playing Dark Souls, is weird.
A lot of right bumper. Or was
Yeah, like it's a weird control scheme. Theirs is identical. Straight up, like, you know how we talk about, hey, if something works, just copy it. Like, we'll get to it the next game. Yeah, they're just like, all right, you want to hold up your shield, hold L1 down. You want to swing hard, hit R2. You want to swing soft, hit R1. You want to lock on, you click the right stick. Like, everything. If you want to jump, you got to be holding X and then tap it again while you're running. Everything about the Dark Souls control scheme they use here. If you die, there's an achievement or a trophy for dying, trophy for retrieving your... Everything about it is basically, we want to make a Dark Souls game with a different setting, which I was kind of cool with. Because I was like, you know what? I beat Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2 wasn't clicking with me, so let's see this one.
Maybe this will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of. And I mean, they have their own tweaks on the system, obviously. When you die, you can leave your souls there and get regenerating health around that area. So, like, if you're in a boss fight, you could run around having regenerating health as long as and that's the risk reward is, okay, well, I might not be able to get those souls if I die again. Or you can just run over and pick them up, and obviously you get them back, but they also tick down. So, like, you only get 80% of them after a certain amount of time, then it drops, as it goes.
Gotcha.
But
So is this kind of like the original Saints Row? Like, you're just kind of playing it, and it's a complete and total knockoff, but it's next-gen graphics where there isn't the other version yet?
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that. It's got more of a Diablo look to it and feel. Like, not only in just the art style that's throughout, but it's also in the menus and, arming your guy and your inventory and managing your spells and all that stuff.
Okay.
It's very much... It's got a lot more tutorial type stuff and things to tell you what the fuck you're doing, as opposed to Dark Souls, which was just kind of like, hey, asshole, figure it out. And when you pick up stuff, it's like, it's very much Diablo, where it's like, all right, this is going to get better, this is going to get worse, this is going to get better, like the up down arrows, and it's very clear. All right, I just picked up this helmet, it's way better than the helmet I had, but it's way heavier. Like, it's very easy, whereas Dark Souls was not good about it. Dark Souls felt like 2 generations back RPG interfaces,
Right.
which I think was part of the point. And, like, reading descriptions of items was just like, I don't know what the fuck this does, so I'll go on a wiki and find out.
Yeah.
And with them, they had so many complicated systems of, okay, well, if you had this, then this, and suddenly this stat increased exponentially because you were wielding that. There was all that sort of shit. This one's more like, all right, this axe is better than this hammer. Hit shit with it.
I might get behind this.
Okay.
This is sounding
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
This might be my Saints Row. This could be
Yeah.
This might actually be
And
better
this is
than
where
the
the
other
split
one.
comes, where you're just like, no, Lords of the Fallen is great.
So Lords of the Fallen 2, like, okay, is Blood Boil or whatever the next one is? That
Bloodborne.
Is that actually the actual Dark Souls people, the same people?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
so
that's
that is
from software.
more or
and,
less
and the creative director of the first one.
of Demon Souls?
Of Demon Souls and Dark Souls.
Oh,
Dark
okay.
Souls 2 was a different creative team.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
yes,
so like
basically
that's basically the next Dark Souls. That's the first Dark Souls, quote unquote, coming to
Next
gen.
Yeah.
Even though it's a different setting and not guns. It has guns and shit, right? Blood
yeah.
Boil, whatever.
Well, yeah, it's apparently it has some kind of like shotgun type thing.
Okay.
In it. But it's not really like it's.
But what I'm saying is, like, when that comes out, Lords of the Fallen 2 is going to have to start kind of get crazy, like Saints Row did.
Yeah.
Like, so to create that divide. So
I will
eventually,
say
Lords of the
this.
Fallen 2 or Lords of the Fallen 4 is just going to be like, it's fucking in space now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
will
don't
say
know.
this, man. Lords of the Fallen, the opening cutscene is badass.
All right.
And then it has nothing to do with what you're doing in the next scene at all in any way, shape, or form.
That we're off and running.
Yeah, and it's suddenly like, all right, here I am, and this guy's helping me, and I'm like, wait, what happened to the awesome thing that was just going on out there? It's like, nah. Don't you worry yourself with that guy.
Picture.
Yeah, but
Fallen's kind of like Lords of the Fallen is kind of like Leprechaun, so maybe I could take that route.
Okay.
Lords of the Fallen and Back to the Hood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm seeing this. Just follow the
This main guy
Leprechaun
goes through
storyline.
a time portal and just winds
In
up at all.
space. Yeah, why not?
It's just, okay. Great.
I'm saying that this series has potential.
I think you're right.
This could be my Dark Souls. Eventually, this sounds like
yeah. I mean, it is very much. It is one of those games that knows exactly who it's aiming for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like the original Saints Row did. I think that's a very good analogy that I hadn't thought of until you said that. Whereas, like, if you want more of this game, if you need that itch scratched, here you go.
Yeah.
It might not do it as well.
It's shinier.
Yeah.
If you have the next gen.
Yeah, it does look pretty nice, but it's
Smart.
yeah, it's more Dark Souls, but.
Because most people don't remember
But
the
more
first Saints Row was played it pretty close to the vest. I mean, there was some.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was very serious.
Yeah.
It was like, no, we want to be GTA,
Yeah.
but without the jokes.
Right.
And then suddenly they became all about
Yeah,
the jokes.
there were still jokes in the first one because, like, I'm pretty sure isn't that like where freckle bitches and stuff still came from?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but that was more like background stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
freckle bitches.
yeah,
was
you
Saints
weren't
Row,
driving
right?
around with a tiger
Yeah.
in the back of your car.
No.
with Hulk Hogan yelling at you.
Because Cluck and Bell, that's GTA.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to keep my fictional restaurant straight.
Understandable.
Yeah, but I mean this game for me, people that want more of that. It's good. It works in a similar system as far as how you do everything. I like some little tweaks they've made. I don't like others. I think the camera fucks up too much. Like when you're locked onto something and you kill it, if there are more things there, it doesn't just auto target the next one like any normal smart game that's not an asshole would do.
Okay, so they're also still figuring
and
it out.
it is very much Dark Souls because like the first guy you meet can fucking murder you.
Sure.
And
Why not?
you're not going to have very many resources to heal yourself.
Yeah.
There's all that stuff is still there.
Yeah.
It's but I'm enjoying it. I am looking forward to getting back to it. But I think I want to attempt to get through Alien first.
Yeah.
Alien's one of those like I hate to say it, but I almost just want a cheat code.
Just
so I can just like invulnerability, just like, all right, let me just run through this game because I want to experience the world that they built, but I don't want to.
the hiding stuff is
Yeah.
kind of a bummer.
I don't want to go through the tedium of it.
Yeah.
But it's if you like Dark Souls, Lords of the Fallen is more Dark Souls, so go for it.
That box quote. Yeah. And I'm sure they'd be okay with putting that on the box.
Yeah.
So.
But
You want to talk
That
about
one-
no regrets?
yeah.
No, wait.
And let's talk about also.
Real quick, before
Yeah.
we transition,
Oh, okay.
because that made me when you were talking about trophies, it made me think of something. Sunset Overdrive has the best achievement first thing in the game, where you get an achievement for doing the first mission, and then you get an achievement for getting an achievement.
Yes.
Nice.
I think
That's-
it's called Overachiever.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
the best.
That's
that
pretty
is
good.
that tops like the Simpsons game achievement of hitting start. Where it's just like, good job, you got an achievement. It's like, yeah, am I going to get caught in an infinity loop at this
Yeah.
point?
That'd be pretty
Nice.
awesome, actually, just to be fuck achievements and here's all 1,000 points
Yes.
for doing the first thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so Lords of the Fallen shamelessly ripped off Dark Souls control scheme.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about another game.
That shamelessly rips off a control scheme?
Yep.
Well, to be fair, is it ripping off or is it just splintering off? Because
Yeah.
the original backstory is that it was going to be one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Word on the street.
We were talking about Middle-Earth Shadow of Mordor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Which was originally going to be a Nolan Batman game.
Yes. Like kind of like the Arkham games, but like more like a direct tie-in game, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, it's called Middle-Earth instead of Lord of the Rings because they want to distance themselves from that particular story.
Right.
And also, I guess the Hobbit's out. So there's like, you know what, bitches, the world is called Middle-Earth.
Yeah. But none of that stuff you've seen in the movies.
Well, except for Gollum. Gollum's back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Galadriel talks to you sometimes.
Oh.
So I guess they got some Kate Blanchett. Nice. Yeah. Anyway, let me talk about Shadow of Mordor.
Do it.
So you know I love the Batmans, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we've occasionally had some heated arguments about Batman and his, potentially maiming / murdering people.
He's murdering.
Oh yeah,
people.
where
He's PG-13 murdering
40
people.
feet per minute, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No murder.
he's bloodlessly murdering people.
Yep.
Negative.
Okay.
No deaths in Batman.
Whatever.
Except for, well, I mean, not by his hands. Anyway, okay, so if you take all that and you say, let's throw this argument aside, I want to murder some dudes, that's Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Moida.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, at this point in life, I kind of don't give two shits about the Lord of the Rings universe. I still like the movies, the original ones. I haven't even bothered to watch the second Hobbit movie yet because I dislike the first one so much. It's just,
But Smaug.
yes, I know Smaug,
Smaug.
but so like it's just one of those things. It's like it's kind of like putting out a Star Wars game now. I'm like, I used to like that. I used to
enough.
care about Star Wars,
Yep.
and then you oversaturated me with it and put out a bunch of shitty games, and I kind of don't care. But this is the Lord of the Rings game you've always wanted.
Aw.
I mean, the old, like, what were they? Were they PS2 or an Xbox One? Original Xbox, or OG Xbox? Weren't they like the Two Towers and the Return of the King games? That
Yeah.
era?
Yeah.
Those were good.
Yeah, they weren't
They were
bad.
good little hack and slash games. Mm-hmm. I don't think
I've
there's
never played any.
I don't think there's been a good one since. I mean,
Well,
there's
they're
been
Lego games now.
They've had some okay ones, like the RTS ones were okay.
Yeah, and War of the North is kind of a fun Dragon Age Mass Effect total ripoff.
Okay.
It's the exact same thing, really.
Yeah, it feels like they haven't had an original idea, and this one still isn't, but it's done really, really well.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it looks gorgeous, but it's a third-person Batman murder fest.
Yeah, with some Assassin's Creed wall climbing type stuff.
Pretty much, yeah.
This is like, I can't start playing this because I won't stop playing this.
Yeah, I kind of didn't. I mean, like, all right, so here's the, let me paint a little bit of backstory. So I bought Alien Isolation because I had it pre-ordered, like, second. They were like, no, this is the actual Alien game that Colonial Phalians was not, and all that stuff. And, like, no, seriously, like, this is the game. We're doing it right now.
Yep.
And I saw the first video and was like, all right, pre-order that shit. Like, that video sells me. So I got that instead of Shadow of Mordor to begin with, and I had my still sort of problems with the game. I said, I'm going to figure out a way to get Shadow of Mordor instead. I'm going to get this. And I never looked back, and because I pretty much ate and slept that game. Like, you want to talk about the games where I was at work and I was like, I wish I was murdering fucking orcs right now. This was the game. Because let me talk a little bit about the system. So the story is kind of nonsensical. I get it, but at the same time, it's like, blah, don't care. You know, it's just there's a reason to go revenging on people.
Okay.
And so that's all I need. You know, you murder my family, prepare to die. Now, what happens in the game is you're in the Mordor part of Middle Earth. It's like you're behind enemy lines the whole time. So there's plenty of orcs to murder everywhere. But there's a whole fully fledged captain and war chief system in this game where at any point in time, if an orc murders you, which they will in the beginning if you get surrounded, random orc that happens to have a name that you might not know might kill you, and suddenly he gets promoted.
Oh.
And he's like, haha, I killed the human. They actually speak with really proper British accents when it's in this game, and it kind of throws me off, but it's kind of hilarious at the same time. But so like it's suddenly like, okay, here's Dirtclawed, and he murdered you, and now he's Captain Dirtclawed, and he's also now a level 7 instead of a little level 1 nobody because he happened to get the kill strike on you.
Okay.
Or if a captain kills you, he becomes an even more powerful captain. So like all of this happens, but the amazing thing, and apparently this is next gen only, things that happen in the game, they remember it. So if I come riding in on, if you play the game, get prepared to hear the word Karagor a lot.
Okay.
They're basically, you saw them in, I think, Two Towers. They were the cat wolf things that the orcs rode on that were really, really fast and pretty large. But they're in the game, and you can tame them and start riding them around. So if you ride into a battle on a Karagor and they happen to murder you, and you come back again later, or they can get away too. They can run away. They'll actually be like, and then you come back not on one. They'll be like, "Oh, you got a Karagor this time, huh?" They remember the scenario in which you entered in last time, or I'm going to murder this Karagor too, just like the last one. They will actually say something about the last time they saw you.
Wow!
And if somehow they get away, like I set an orc on fire, through some explosives or whatever, but he ran away because he had a fear of fire and I couldn't catch him. Next time I saw him, his face was all fucking bandaged up. Like, his shit was on fire.
Nice.
And I was like, this is amazing. This is like the best little stupid system in the game ever.
So the world is alive.
The world is alive with the sound
cool.
of murder. It is
I like it.
Yes.
It's a great sound.
Wow.
Okay.
But,
but that's next gen stuff. Like that's like you have memory in your system.
Yeah.
To be able to keep track of all this shit.
And if they kill you twice, they'll actually say like, why won't you stay dead? Because the conceit is you are playing this guy who's stuck between life and death, and this elf spirit guy has inhabited your body so that you basically can't die because you're already kind of dead. So you can just keep coming back, and he can resurrect you basically. So they keep coming back, and they're like, "Why the fuck won't you stay dead?"
Well, that sounds great.
So it's actually kind of amazing because, like Batman, you kind of build this legend. Like towards the end of the game, they're like, "That motherfucking Ranger just keeps coming back. What can we do?" It's like, like they just you overhear this incidental talk of like,
isn't it when guys defeat you, they rank up, like they get a name. And,
they all have apparently they all have names in the game. It's just you don't know what they are until you don't see names floating over everybody. But like I said, you some random guy to be Dirtclaw the Mighty now because he killed you, or Skagtooth.
Now, you told me when I started, you said something like, "Don't keep trying to clear that out because there will always be a new guy."
It's never ending, but like when you get to a certain point that you have a few skills. I got lost in that because it's fun as shit.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to like wipe out the captain's area. I mean, granted, next time you go in or next time a major event happens or time shifts or whatever, they'll be all filled back in again. But it's just so much fun to go captain hunting and just murder them and stuff. And it's so fun.
How's the story? Did you even care, or was it just more like I'm just wrecking dudes with the Batman system?
You gave me, a reason to go get my revenge on, but past that, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So that's not the selling point.
No, yeah. But no, I mean, yeah, Karagor is your keyword. That is a hilarious drinking game if you want to die.
No.
Well,
I don't like dying.
We don't recommend this.
Some other things to sell you on in case you're like, I don't know, Batman, one of the things. The other things that are fully fleshed and alive in the system is the fact that Karagors and other things in the environment just exist naturally. And there are ways to lure them into the middle of a camp. So you can either ride one in that's already tamed to you, or like there might be a piece of meat hanging up that you can shoot, and then all of a sudden 3 to 5 those motherfuckers are running into the middle of a camp.
So it's kind of a Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Here comes wild animals to tear your shit up.
It scratches the Batman, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry 3 of this is why I play the shit out of this game.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there were so many camps I cleared out where they never saw me, like Far Cry, where I was just with a bow and arrow far away, directing Karagors more or less, like, go over here, kitty, and kill him.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah. And then you've got giant things too, Graugs.
Oh.
They're like Smaugs, but only smaller.
Graugs.
Not as Benedicty.
Graugs.
Yeah, I can't say enough about how good this game is. So if any of that remotely piques your interest, please get this game.
All I had to hear was, hey, it's got Batman's fighting system.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, sign me up.
It's not quite as smooth as Batman. It's that line between Batman did it, as I like to say, near perfect as a melee combat system could be with combos and everything. And Assassin's Creed is pretty close, but it's in the middle. It's I think it's slightly better than Assassin's Creed. Maybe not 4. 4 did it, got pretty good, but it's somewhere around there. It's in that sweet spot of this is good. When you start getting some powers, you're like, you can clear out 30 dudes that are surrounding you, and that's so much fun. Just don't get too obsessed with it. Play some story and get some powers first. Okay. Because you're just going to get murdered a lot if you don't.
Cool.
All right. Well, should we take a break?
Yeah, that was a lot of games.
Talk about more games.
Okay.
Those are all new games, though. Look at it. All those came out within the past month.
Yeah, they did. We played them.
That's crazy, man.
And there's more coming.
Yeah. Let's take a break, though.
Okay.
All right, break's over. No.
Yeah, just a second. No, I won't be long.
Okay.
It's a Karagor! Oh Christ, it's a Karagor!
Is that what they say?
Yeah, no, they say. I don't think
They probably don't say "Oh Christ."
Oh Christ! He's a fucking Karagor! Wouldn't fuck a creature! Time to play some Isaac.
I'm gonna read the chat.
Yeah, check out that chat. Moonpierce showed up for a while, and I think he left.
Oh, what a
a jerk.
Yeah, that punk ass.
Yeah.
You have to play games or some shit. Oh yeah, hard mode's way harder. Holy fuck. Oh man. Yeah, anti-gravity, you don't want that.
No.
No, I don't like that power at all. Yes, Corey will be talking about Forza, which I have not played because my life is pain. Poor me is goddamn right.
Why did we scare away this Brazilian?
I don't know, because he didn't speak English probably.
Sorry, Brazilian.
How many were there?
One.
One Brazilian?
When
Yes,
I
one
was, that's
Brazilian.
That's when I was
Brazilian.
carrying.
That's still a lot.
Is it?
I feel like I got some overcharge.
Yeah.
Is it?
I got a sweet can koozie.
I haven't taken my koozie out of
my
the.
water glass.
Yeah.
Wait, did you get the sweet can?
I did get the can koozie.
Fuck yeah, can koozie.
Let's go to the real can koozie.
What?
What?
Yeah, mom's eye. Eye in the back of your head.
Oh, is he back on that? Shit?
Yeah, he's right back in it.
Yeah, damn right. Fucking Isaac.
What's that twisted shit? I think.
Well, keep in mind I'm the guy who played the shit out of Meat Boy too.
Meat boy.
Meat Boy.
All right, so we're starting with Forza.
Sure.
Pinky Eye. Poison shots.
Let me
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Sign me up for poison shots.
Poison shots.
What? Poison shot? Poison the fuck out of you guys. Gonna poison your shit faces.
I had to actually look up the name of this fucking game.
That's probably good that you did that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
can't call it a Matt Damon movie.
No, you can't. Don't do that.
That's not spelled the same, but you know,
Yeah.
it's what I think of every time I see it.
No, it's not accurate.
Fucking creature!
Uh-huh.
It's a carago!
Wouldn't fuck a cargo.
All right. Second half.
Christ! Carago!
Fucking Christ.
All right.
All right, welcome back. Second
Hey.
half. No quarters. Motherfucking video game podcast.
Still.
Still is.
Yeah.
More games.
Okay.
Last month.
Do it.
Even before that. Forza Horizon 2.
Dose.
Huh.
The second.
Yep.
Forza
Do we
Horizon.
care about this game? Oh, wait, yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Oh, Forza Horizon.
Forza Horizon.
What is it about Forza Horizon that puts every bit of joy that the actual Forza series has lost?
Yes, it does. It's like it extracted all the personality
Yeah.
out of the Forza series and put it right in there.
Oh, we kind of knew that already, though.
We did.
Was
but
it 3 or 4 that was heavy on the Top Gear? Was it 3 that had the special?
4 was all Top Gear.
Was
Yeah.
4 was all Top Gear?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I love that shit. I love that shit about it, but I still felt like Forza 3, still was a more fun and engaging game. Except,
Yeah.
I could watch Jeremy Clarkson talk about a car all day. That's fine, but everything else about it was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, I have so many cars, and I can race this of it or this of it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Horizon's just like, you know what? You got cars. They're all fast. Go.
Yeah.
Race.
Yep. And look how pretty everything is.
Yeah.
And-
God, you have no idea how many times in the week leading up to that game's release, I sat there on the Xbox.com page for Forza Horizon 2 and, like, about to click buy and then being like, no, I can't. House has to sell first. I
Yeah.
can't buy this yet. But I almost bought it, like, 8 times. And each time I was like, I could do this, but then my wife will kill me. Like, literally kill me.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I sleep in the same house. I will wake up dead.
Let's wake up dead.
It's worth
So
it.
you got that.
You should totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's more Forza Horizon, first of all.
Specifically, yes. It is. Slapping a 2 on it is kind of. I don't want to say disingenuous, but it really is just next gen Forza Horizon. Actually,
You're both playing it on the one, right? Because they did put out a 360 version.
Yeah, they did.
They did?
Oh
Yeah.
they did.
They didn't launch that into the sun with the 360?
No, they thought
Shockingly.
It's just a send-off.
no, they thought a few people might like it.
Go into space, son. Take Forza Horizon 2 with you.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Yeah,
Godspeed.
But yeah, so the one version, pretty friggin' awesome, huh?
Yeah.
I would say yes. I have
These might be the reasons I'm becoming softer on the Xbox One. It's because you're now giving me good games.
Yeah.
I can start to overlook your shitty UI if your shitty UI gets me into Forza Horizon 2.
Well, a year ago, all we had was shitty UI, and now we're starting to get this and this and that
game,
one,
yeah.
and I've put a lot of time into Forza Horizon 2. I have
You
basically
spent a lot more than me.
Yeah, I've basically finished what they call the story mode, which is just basically get to the Horizon Championship and win it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it kind of starts this weird kind of New Game Plus version. And like when I finished the game, I was only 17% done.
Ouch.
So it's like a Lego game in that regard, where it's just like, okay, you finished all the stuff we've scripted. Now here's all the other stuff you need to go
Find all the roads, do
Yeah.
all the speed traps.
Yes.
Okay.
All of those things. But
All the discount signs, fast travel signs.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you're going through a race progression of like one specific class race per city that you're in. But the thing is that city has 20 different races.
Mm-hmm.
So when you finish the first career progression, then it opens up all of the other races in that city. So you can do the other 19 championship series that you haven't done yet based on car class.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just like, man, if you just want to be in this world for another 80 hours or so, here's everything you can do.
That sounds like me looking at the grid of like Forza Horizon 3
Mm-hmm.
and just seeing like a billion races. And
You mean
knowing
like
that if I
Motorsport
wanted,
3?
yeah, like,
okay.
like if I wanted to get all the achievements in Forza Motorsport 3, it was
Yeah.
like, okay, get first place in every race.
It
and
is-
looking at that grid was just like, oh, sweet Jesus.
It's
like this
that.
this never ends.
Yeah.
There's literally like 250 of these things but more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that, huh?
Yeah, except, I mean, like, imagine varied races where it's not like, oh, guess what? You're going to be doing the Laguna Speedway
Yeah.
again. This is like, you know what? You're going to be driving across the country, like, through fences and shit, because we're going to tell you to do that.
Yeah.
And watch out for the hay bales, which are made of stone.
Yeah, like like the rally expansion that was DLC in the first game is integrated into
Yes.
this. So you've got
Nice.
you've got your point-to-point races, you've got your circuit, you've got your traffic, and then you've got your rally. So
And then you've got mixed ones where it's just like, you know what? You can shortcut the shit out of this if you want to.
yeah, but oh no, there's a stone fence here.
Yeah.
Whoops. It's as much content as there is in it. It's a little strange. A couple of things that aren't in it from the first game, like there are no, I don't want to say villains, but there are no. Each like championship
there's
had
no Razor Callahan.
There's none of that. Like each championship series in the first one had like this leader person that you were just
Yeah.
like, I'm going to take you down. None of that. There's absolutely none of that.
But you do hate your friends because you have drivatars.
Oh,
And each area, it's like, you know what? That random friend on your friends list who probably hasn't even played the game is now you're going to be your mortal enemy.
Yeah.
For this city.
that was me.
That was you in one city, and then it was somebody else, and then it
Yeah.
was somebody else.
Yeah. I don't know. They're not as bad here as in
No.
Forza 5.
But they still, like, I that's a weird dynamic that they were like, you know what? Let's just put, like, we're going to they haven't even bought the game. He hasn't even bought the game.
Well,
And-
they're pulling Forza 5 information.
okay.
That's how they populated it to begin
All right.
with. So.
Okay. Well, okay. So I'm just saying, he hasn't even played Forza 5 that much, I don't think, or have you? Like,
Once you boot up Forza 5,
I've played a bit of Forza 5,
okay.
but not a lot.
Yeah, it puts you in the
Because
world.
that,
But
that,
I'm just
that
saying-
game, every time I try and play it, it's like, I've done 2 races, and I'm like, I just want to go take a nap now.
Yeah.
'cause
yeah.
This is like a sleepy time game. Yeah.
playing music. Aren't you ready to race? Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
But yes, no, I mean, so there's really no comparison to how you would drive in one to the other. It makes him the best driver in the city. I don't think it's pulling his information. It's just like, you know what? In this one, he's going to be the guy in first place
Yeah,
that you have to beat.
it's slapping a name on...
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's basically slapping a name on UI people. But it's like, you know what? Your friends, you're going to fucking hate them by the time you're done with the city because they will always be that one person that's just ahead of you or right behind you.
Yeah.
Or that's a weird dynamic. That's a weird like programming choice to be like, let's alienate your friends who aren't even actually playing the game.
Yeah. I kind of like it as just it makes it a little more personal, just because they didn't want to make up names for every AI driver in the game. Just seeing people on my friends list, and it's fun to like get on Twitter and post a picture like, you son of a bitch, and then just show like a fraction of a second in a race that the person beat you by or something like that. It kind of sucks people in a way that
I agree. I mean, I was goofy. I was taunting him.
I know,
son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, he wasn't playing.
So yeah, like there's kind of no villain personality in it, and it almost needs that, especially towards the end, because you're in this beautiful country and this festival and everything's happy and everything. You kind of need one guy who's like, I'm the best racer. Fuck all of you.
Yeah.
Just going around just ruining things for
Does that
everyone.
one guy never turn?
The Jude Law guy?
Sure.
He doesn't turn, but he takes on a different role in the New Game Plus thing.
Okay, because I mean, like right off the bat, he's like, "You're kind of racing for me, and I'm telling you where to go, but I'm still the best racer."
Yeah, I'm wondering maybe if something will come from that. I doubt it, but what's really weird about the career progression is that as you're going through the main storyline for the first time, like a third of the way through, it's kind of like, hey, come back to the festival and we'll celebrate your first great day of championship racing. And then after that, you're almost kind of on your own. It's like they didn't even finish enough of the little cutscenes and interactions with other humans in the world to finish out the championship series, which is a small part of the game based on the completion percentage. It's like you do all of this guided tour stuff, and then you have a day of celebration, and then after that, it's just like, well, wherever you want to go and do a race over there, go ahead. And it's almost like, wait, whoa, where am I supposed to go? What am I doing? It just like, it's been holding your hand for so long, and all of a sudden it just goes, yeah, and throws you aside. Mm-hmm. They took out all that PR stuff. Like, you could go to a location and it would give you like 3 challenge goals.
Yeah.
Like, you need to...
You don't get to race a plane anymore.
Oh, no, that stuff is still there. That crazy, insane shit is still in there.
Is so good in this one, too.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine one of the most... I think it's one of the first ones. I mean, it's not much of a spoiler, but one of the first ones, it's like, you're going to race a train.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as you start up, it automatically switches to the Clash's Train Invade.
Yes.
On the radio.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes.
It's very good at picking out the music that you want to listen to. But yeah, like the stuff where like you would go to a point on the map and it would give you like these 3, like, this sponsor says do these 3 things and you'll get a bunch of points for it. Like, hit this curve and
well,
do
it has bucket
drift.
list. Doesn't that replace? That wasn't in the first one, was it?
Bucket lists weren't. That's new.
That's kind of like what this is.
Kind of, but yeah. So
where it'll be like, you've always wanted to drive a Bugatti Veyron, like you stole it.
Yeah.
So hit 165 miles an hour on this.
Yeah.
In this period of time.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of content in this game. A lot. Like, I'm done with it, and I'm like, I'm not done with it. I'm going to just, every day, I'm just going to, because I've got...
Like you said, it's a Lego game.
Yeah, well, I bought it digitally. It's on my hard drive, so this is going to be I'm done with gaming. Now I'm just going to relax with a couple of races in Forza Horizon, build towards that 100% completion rate.
Yeah, but the great thing is, I can have fun in just going into a field and,
Oh, sure.
trying to do barrel rolls or hit air, whatever.
Yeah, and there's some good, like, sort of, like, roped off areas, like, there's like, here's some ruins and you can do some crazy stunt stuff in here, and here's an airport where you can,
the airfield was great. I was launching off those ramps a lot.
Yeah, so there's some like fun like playground areas that they've set up where you can just like, you can drive around on the roads if you want, or you can go to this crazy place over here and just go nuts.
Take and spin a drift into a jump and keep going, chain it.
God, it looks good. God, it sounds good. Music is so good. It's not even my jam most of the time, but I'm just like, this music is so fitting for this.
Yep.
There's pretty good wubs in it.
Mm-hmm. Got some wubs.
That's what Forza Motorsport 5 was missing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
There was no music with personality in there whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which that's a baffling decision.
Yeah.
Just absolutely baffling to me.
Yeah.
Now there's not any microtransaction-y stuff like there was in Motorsport, right?
No, none.
So they've learned from that.
Buy the car pass or whatever, but that's it.
Yeah.
Buy some DLC things, but no buying currency.
And I mean, this game throws credits at you like candy. I mean, I will never understand people complaining that they don't have all the cars they want. Because, I mean, when I'm not like winning 1 million credits doing something, it's like, here, have a car. Like, I'm
it's
like,
been a while since you got a car.
Yeah. It's like,
here,
drive something new.
Have a car.
Have this. It's a Lamborghini. I'm like, okay.
I've already got one, but thanks. It's in a different color.
Insist.
Yeah. Oh, this one's yellow? Sweet.
I'll trick this one out differently.
Yeah.
I'll make this an S class instead of an A class.
Yeah. I will say the barn finds seem a lot harder Like
Yeah.
Oh, really?
the area of space seems to be the same to explore, but man, the barns are like really well
There
hidden.
was one in like a vineyard that took me fucking forever.
Yeah.
Like it was like this just like Greek hills and grapevines everywhere. And I was like, I couldn't find
Yeah.
shit.
And I'm usually methodically like going up and down in this highlighted circle looking for, and I was like, they must be lying. There's no way there's a barn.
Is
in
there
here.
an underground barn?
I was actually kind of like bemoaning that they didn't have the like, can I give you $3 and give me the map?
Yeah.
Like thing they had in the last one.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of just want to do that.
Yeah, but yeah, no. To come to think of it, there's no microtransaction hooks in this at all that I can see.
No, I think they specifically said they didn't want to do that at
Good,
all. So.
good.
Yeah, well, considering how everyone revolted after
It is revolting.
that showed up in
Yeah.
5, where it was basically like, if you wanted every car, you could play this for 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
Or you could give us $10.
It just feels like the opposite of 5 in every way. Like the DNA of 5 is in there, but they made it fun.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, 5 is pretty.
I think that might be the next game I get. That might have to be the one
It's
that I spend my Best Buy gift card on.
it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I was willing to give another game we're going to speak about, I think, later, a chance, but I don't think I need it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's just talk about it now. Let's
Okay.
talk about hashtag Drive Club
Sure.
or lack thereof of game.
Broken game.
I mean, it's just it seems like a good time to bring it up. you
Yeah.
know?
Makes sense.
Well, they were going to come out. They came out a week apart.
Yes.
And it was like, well, this is a dilemma because they both look pretty great, but we're going to get a free version, so let's hold off and see.
See what it's going to be. Yeah. I mean, I was willing to give it a chance. I was like, I know I might get both if they're both good for different reasons. Because this might be the actual Forza GT experience that you're wanting
Yeah.
on this other system that is a true driving game, but with some fun social things. And Forza Horizon will be the pretty relaxing jam party woo time drive fun.
Yeah, that.
I just named like 5 Japanese shows, I think. But yeah, so I mean, but you know, everyone knows the story. It's broken.
Yeah.
It's
SimCity.
beyond broken apparently.
Yeah. And they have
None of the online works.
It does.
Which isn't that all it is, basically?
Well, club, yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be primarily online interactions and
Yeah.
social stuff. They've kind of got it up and running, but I think they are still running on the whole like one in one out system of like you can get on, but if someone else can't get on until you sign out, which it's baffling. How they waited a year and the thing is fundamentally broken is baffling to me. And they've said that the free version is indefinitely postponed.
Yeah. Because they don't have the servers to get
Yeah.
people on.
Yeah, they can't get paying customers on, so why would they give it away for free?
Right.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's a smart decision. But how they got to this point of, man, some people bought our game and it overloaded the servers and they're broken forever. It's like,
How?
how on earth?
Especially since we were just saying, like, you know, how well Destiny handled it.
Destiny did it fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Call
I'm-
of Duty
like,
has done it fine.
I'm saying, like, how do people not know at this point?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I thought we were past this. I thought someone must have actually opened that company I said where it was like
Well,
emergency server
exactly,
time.
yeah. Here's all the servers rented to you for 2 weeks.
Here's
Just honestly-
launch day server.
Honestly, on the same note, how did the last PlayStation firmware update have a broken standby mode?
Don't know.
How does that get by anybody? Because
it's amazing.
that wasn't like an isolated incident. That was literally everyone with a PS4
Yeah.
I
could not use that mode.
I was fine like the first 2 times I did it, and then I hit it where I was like, "What? The shit is wrong." And I hadn't been keeping up with the news or whatever. I just wasn't aware that was a thing. So I'm going up and unplugging the PS4 and like, okay, what the hell? Please
Yeah.
come back.
Yes, please
Yeah,
come
people
back.
on Twitter told me like you have to hold down the power button for 20 seconds to bring it back.
Oh, see, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and eventually did that, and it's like, oh, scanning your hard drive, and
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's
that's
working
like,
now, so.
how did these? You just
I know still.
Yeah, that's a huge like when
we've been doing this stuff long enough.
Sure. Well, they made a point
How?
to rename the mode, which means they spent some time on that mode doing something. But what it did was break it.
Yeah.
How do you not know that going forward? How,
yeah, how do you push that out?
everyone still does this. I mean,
Yeah, and it's fixed
iOS
now.
801 or whatever it
I
was.
know.
that fucking
Yeah,
everyone-
where like, oh, you can't make a phone call
Yeah.
anymore.
Well,
Whoops.
Yeah, well, that's because people don't use cell phones for phone
Right.
calls.
Someone had to test that. Hey, Jimmy, can you make a phone call? Ah.
Wait,
Yeah, why would I?
Wait, you're calling me?
Yeah.
Only my
Why would
grandmother
I do
calls me.
that? I can text people.
Yeah, I'm FaceTiming you, right? No.
No.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's baffling that I mean, obviously Destiny had the money to do it right.
Yes.
But this is a online game. The crux of this game is to be online and leaderboards and social hooks and all these things. And it was just like, it just the servers just took an immediate shit. They were just like, sorry, we don't know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And they've taken a shit for a month.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah.
A month.
And they're kind of getting ready to do the big mistake that SimCity made, which is that they're going to start releasing DLC without the game working 100% yet.
Oh my God.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That is just like...
And I mean, not that the DLC people are working on the network side. I get that. But just from a public perception, you're going to try and sell me more of your broken game?
And Battlefield 4 did the same thing, too.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like just, you know what? Just shut your mouth about it for a while.
Yeah. All hands on deck. Daily updates as to what you think
luckily
you're doing.
they did after the first one went out. But to be fair, I think the first one was like already... It was almost ready when the game came out.
Yeah, I think that was like...
And because like, it was the one they tossed in for free if you bought it new.
Oh, right,
It was
yeah.
it was the
China Rising
Yeah, that was the...
Yeah.
If you buy it new, you get this anyway.
Yeah.
So it was
But
pretty
either
much
way-
ready. Yes, it still looks bad when it comes out 2 weeks later and your game's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people like us know how development works.
Yes.
It's different teams. They don't all do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, well,
You know.
I mean, to be fair, to
But
use the
most
joke,
people
China
don't.
Rising should have been on the disc, and it really probably was for the
I
most
believe it was.
Yeah.
You just unlocked it.
Yes,
Yeah.
but while we're on it, let's just wrap up car talk.
Okay.
Because we also briefly have a couple minutes. We played a few minutes of the Crew beta,
Yes. Yes, we did.
the other driving game coming out soon.
Uh-huh. It'll be out in December. From
Yeah?
Ubisoft.
Yes,
Oh.
which I know is a dirty word.
You
now.
play.
Yeah. Although there were...
we did
You
play.
play?
We play.
Yeah,
There was no... the beta at least had no Uplay hooks in it.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's also not on PC. Well, so we don't.
Yeah, we don't...
So, how was the crew?
I have to be honest. I'm a little shocked that game's coming out in a month.
yeah.
That's my first reaction.
Was that bad?
The beta
it's not-
seems a little rough.
Not bad, just not ready. Like
That game, it's...
and for all we know, like it was a month ago they were putting the beta out to be ready to go out, and the actual real beta is not much further to actually being ready. You never
Yeah.
know what the cycle is. Like, here, play this shit. It's
Yeah, it could
here's your demo.
It could be a build from
assholes.
6 months ago
Yeah,
that
we
they
never
were...
know.
Yeah, it could be what they were playing at E3 for all we know.
Yes,
Man, it just...
it's not broken. It looks good.
It does. It's a little blocky.
A little blocky. And like the cars are like really feel heavy. Like, I mean, maybe I'm just like getting used to more fun driving games, like where it's like I don't care if the physics are 100% real. I want to be able to take a corner going pretty damn fast, and this is like brake hard
Right.
to take a corner. And
Yeah. But the collision stuff is wonky too, because you
Yeah.
hit that one truck, you T-boned that one truck, and your car just like stopped.
it's one of those things where it's like, we're going to drop you in mid first mission, figure it out.
Yeah.
And like, you're in the middle of a high speed police chase, like they are just on your ass.
Yeah.
And they pulled a roadblock in the middle of the road, and this SUV stopped dead in front of me somehow. I don't know. It came to a really good stop right in front of me.
Yep.
And couldn't swerve and T-bone this guy. And it was like I hit more than a ton of bricks. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
It was-
amazing how fast I stopped and how little happened. It was just like, you're going to stop.
Yeah.
You didn't crash,
No.
but you stopped real fast.
That truck did not move.
No.
It was just like, haha. I have stopped you. And I mean, like, you like going into traffic, you will hit a car head on, and it just does that sort of thing where it kind of just like pushes your car aside. Like, okay, you kind of hit this thing, but we're going to let you keep going.
Yeah.
It just, the collision stuff seems a little janky.
Yeah.
But again, it's early. And really all we got to do was play the prologue stuff, which
Yeah.
is pretty long. It sets up the story. And the story is very Driver San Francisco without the coma, if that makes
Okay.
sense. It's
Yes.
crimey and like you were saying, it's Fast and Furious style, like, the FBI is involved in this really crazy car ring undercover
Yeah.
bullshit.
And they're trying to stop the Levi's 510s or something like that.
Something.
It's
Your brother gets murdered. You're Troy Baker because Troy Baker is the voice of every game ever, and I don't know. The cutscenes look really good. The driving looked like it was fun.
Yep.
You immediately wanted to go to New York, and it lets you get about as far as the state line.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It said I was on Lake Erie, so it was possible I was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, asshole, we've been saying for 5 minutes to go do this thing in Detroit. Wham! I'm back in Detroit. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Not only were you back in Detroit, it warped you right to the spot where
Yeah.
it wanted you to go. Like, no,
man.
you're doing this.
And then I hit a point. This is where we basically stopped watching the beta because I hit a point where it was like, okay, no, now you're at the headquarters because you just raised Zoe. I think that's her name. And
Zoe.
And then it was like, here's your headquarters. Like, here's where you can look at everything you have. And also, the game's still installing in
Yeah.
the background. And you can't go back outside and drive around, even though you could a second ago.
We had spent probably a good 20, 25 minutes in the
Yeah.
prologue. And then, like, when it's time to do mission 1, it was, you've installed 20% of the game.
Keep waiting.
Please stand by. And this is the beta.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the full download
No.
either. So,
I don't know. It was just interesting.
yeah. I would like to see more of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious as to, like, once you start doing missions, what they are and how crazy that gets. But I don't know. It kind of seems a little. I mean, if I'm looking at Forza Horizon and the Crew on a shelf side by side,
No contest.
yeah, it's just like maybe if the Crew is a $40 or $30 sale price or something like that. But yeah, so far I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sold yet.
Nope.
We'll see. And the map of America, Jesus. This 4-year-old drew this ridiculous looking. I think
Not only
this
that,
came up like
not
at the
only
reveal.
a 4-year-old Canadian drew it.
Right. It's like someone's an artist rendition of what someone described as the look of America to them. It's
Yeah, like a police sketch.
yeah. It's like, well, this is mostly a square, and there's a little thing over here that's Florida.
Yeah, it was the worst Florida I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad.
All right.
So, that's not a knock against it. It's just an odd
Look,
choice.
first time I pulled up the whole map, I was like, what the hell am I looking at?
Where is this?
Is this Pangea?
I'd drive there.
you might be able to.
Yeah.
So,
All right, moving on. No more cars.
out of car corner
Yep.
into
Other things that roll and maybe bounce. I don't know.
uh-huh.
Dr. JRPG 2K15. I bought NBA 2K15.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course you did.
Can you import all your 2K14 progress?
No.
Ah.
No, but I did face scan myself and give myself a kind of freaky NBA version of me.
I saw that.
Hell yeah, you did.
It's a little frightening.
It's a little bit frightening. I will admit.
There's an odd little disconnect there of, oh,
Yeah.
that's you.
Yep. I didn't have somebody else's face to scan.
Well,
or
I
why
know. It's just,
not? All right. Well, I'm on that
held
subject.
up your cat.
Yeah, I should have.
Scan your cat's face.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. I might have to try that.
oh, man.
But okay, all right. While I'm on that subject, obviously we've heard tales of horrific things gone wrong with face scanning from weird lighting and reflections and all that kind of stuff. I will say that, like, I really hope that next year or other things that have this face scanning thing, like, on the one hand, I appreciate what they did. That, like, they're like, we're going to scan your face now, so look towards this, and when we tell you, turn left and right, because you don't do this like static. Like, turn your head and now do this side. I mean, it's like
scanning you
It's
while
actually
you
like
move?
bump mapping
Oh,
you
okay.
with the camera while you're turning your face. And it's like, nope, slow down, slow down. But the thing is, like, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to hold the PlayStation camera because I couldn't set it anywhere that it was good enough
Oh, right.
for it to work. Like, I couldn't find the right height. And it turns the screen all white, which is smart. You know, like
Brightens up the-
like photo booth and on Macs do that. They turn the screen all white to give you as much light as possible.
Yep.
Problem is it leaves absolutely no UI on the screen whatsoever
Oh.
to see what the camera is seeing.
Oh.
So I'm holding the camera and I have no idea, and I'm just turning my head, and all of a sudden it's like, you've moved out of the box. And I'm like, I can't see the box.
What box?
Yeah. So yeah, I was doing this weird. It took me a while of holding the camera up and trying to keep my hand perfectly still while at the same time turning my head. So.
Not surprisingly, the WWE game will have the same face scanning technology.
I'm sure. I'm just hoping that I'm not hoping, but I'm thinking that probably won't have any better UI for it. It's just, you need to give me some kind of silhouette so I can still see that
Right.
my face is in the square.
Yeah.
Anywho, on to the game. The story mode is interesting this year because you actually start the game as an undrafted rookie, no matter what you do.
Ah.
It's like you're sitting at home watching the NBA draft, and you go, "Fuck, I didn't get drafted." And your agent comes in and be like, "Whoa, hold on. There's still a chance. Here's some teams that are interested in having you come try out for them." And they basically give you a list of teams that like whatever your position is, they most might need that. and then how well you have to do in their little exhibition game that they put on.
Right.
So you have to get that rank in order to get a position.
Okay.
And then you fight your way up from there, kind of like any other one. Like, I mean, just because last year when you even though you got drafted, it was like, all right, you're still on the bench. Okay, you might be the sixth man. Okay, now you're a starter.
Right.
So
Good
it's
for you.
same kind of thing, but you're starting off like this undrafted guy, which is weird because like it puts you in like not at the beginning of the season. It's like the draft has happened and some time has happened, but there's weird things. It's like, how would I ever possibly be rookie of the year? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like because like that's one of the things was like do become rookie of the year. I'm like I'm after the All-Star break. I don't think that's going to happen.
You
Anyway,
could have a run.
I'm having a run, but
Okay.
it's still I'm not even like on the list.
Oh.
So
Well,
even though I have already beaten an NBA record, an actual single game NBA record, I've beaten.
was it Wilt's record?
And it was most 3 points in a game
Oh.
because I'm playing a point guard. So.
Good job.
Yeah. Anyway, but
What is the record?
12? I don't know. I have 13, so maybe it was 12.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So I was like flipping through the random screens, and I was like, holy shit, my name's on that list. Yeah. But
I have a record.
yeah. So I mean, the things about the career mode that are good, and that's pretty much what I've been playing. Is I think we talked about it that they actually got at least one person from every team to provide a voice to the
Oh,
game.
good.
So your team mentor now has not just like creepy staring at you, non-mouth moving.
You're not reading their minds
Right.
anymore.
Yes.
Aw.
Now here's the weird thing. Like last year, I basically played and got drafted by the Phoenix Suns, and then I eventually asked for a trade and went to Chicago. But this year, I was like, people that needed my position, and I thought I might have the most chance. Basically what I was doing is I was looking who was the current position, what I had to score, and what their rank was, and I was like, how fast can I take their spot?
Nice.
So that's basically, and I ended up like picking the Magic.
Hooray.
But so what's funny is like, who's my team mentor? Channing Frye, who was on the Phoenix Suns last year.
Oh,
Nice.
So it's like, I can't escape Channing Frye.
At least he's not Bledsoe.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
But yes. So yes, I have Channing Frye on my team again, and now he's the guy that talks to me also. So
Oh.
it's kind of funny.
Is
I
he
can't-
friendly?
Oh, he's all heart.
Oh.
That's a joke, I know. He had a problem with an enlarged heart.
Oh.
Jesus.
So he really was all hard.
Yeah, I know. It's wow. Yeah, bad. Anyway,
Did they talk about that in the game?
no, it's just something.
He's
I know.
all heart.
Something I know. Yes.
Keep an eye on your heart.
Despite my facade, I still know a little bit about sport ball here and there.
All right.
So yes, I don't know, but it's funny because like they have pretty good dialogue. I mean, even though these guys are not actors, like he was still doing some pretty funny things. It was like they give you the talking prompts and like I had this 40-point game, had a great game, all this first time player of the game and all this stuff, and he's like, so what are you gonna do, Rook? Like go out there and celebrate, or and I was like, no, I'm gonna go watch the film, see what I can do even better next time. And he's like, Rook's gonna watch the films? Like, what? It's like his reaction of like, this is a goddamn miracle. Like, that's crazy. So like there's some pretty funny stuff. And my favorite thing, like there's a little bit of jank and some broken in this game, which I'm shocked because I honestly thought this was going to be the game. Like
Sure.
last year was so good that
Yeah.
I was like, this year, how can you mess this up? I'm still finding bugs. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but like every single, maybe I accidentally changed the setting, but every single time they're like, let's look at who the league leaders are, and like things supposed to come up on the screen. I've never seen graphic 1 come up on the screen. Not one. Not one.
Are you playing on PS4?
Yes.
Okay.
Like not one graphic has come up on the screen showing the leaders of whatever best teams, all that stats that were semi-interesting for some reason last year. But my favorite thing now is all of these little records and everything that you set. Like I was actually named Player of the Week or something like that, and that unlocked an endorsement deal. Mm-hmm. So like all I had to do was like do something and become Player of the Week, and like I unlocked a Sprint contract where next thing I know I'm on not quite Twitter, but it's Twitter saying like I was just talking to D Wade the other day on my Sprint phone. Boop doo.
So you become a shill.
Yes, you do, but you get points for it. You get space dollars for it. So.
Oh.
Well, see, that's
Well.
why you do it.
Yes, this is why you do it.
That's
It's
why
all
you
about the
shall.
Benjamins.
Yes.
Or at least the little gold VC coins.
Yeah.
Plus, there's an app. If you install the app, it's got the same SuperCard thing going on with the NBA thing.
Can't do it.
No. I'm saying that's all fine. That's good. But the other thing it has is there's a little pick 3 cards and you can get bonuses every day. So if you go check it every day, You get free space dollars.
That's how they get you.
Like I hadn't done it. I hadn't played the game for a while, but I've been trying to go in every day to do that, and I came back to like 6,000 space dollars, which was a lot. Enough to like up several stats. A lot. I came back. I basically hadn't played, and like came back. And I'm like, I'm much better at this game now.
I'm rich.
All right.
I even bought an animation.
Ooh.
My guy does the robot pre-game now.
Just the whole pregame.
All right. Here's the thing. I wasn't.
Fuck this. I'm not buying Forza Horizon 2. I'm buying NBA 2K15.
I wasn't going to buy this, but my agent actually came by and he's like, "All right, you're getting kind of getting a name here, right? But you need a pregame ritual thing. Like LeBron's got the chalk toss. Somebody else punches the bag with their headbutts the bag or the backboard or whatever. I don't know. Somebody else.
Wow,
he's like, you need a
seems
thing.
Dumb.
The padded part. On the
Oh,
bottom.
okay, fine.
But he's like, you need a thing. You need something to set yourself apart. And I'm like, here, so props, buy an animation, equip an animation. I'm like, motherfucking robot. Yes. This seems like a wise use of 500 space dollars.
Yes, it does.
Seems like the only use of 500 space dollars.
Yeah,
I could have also done the Carlton too, which they didn't call the Carlton, but it was something like it. It was something else. But the animation wasn't as good as the robot one.
Gotcha.
All right.
But yeah, it's good. It's weird that it still has problems, but
That's a bummer.
sport ball RPG.
So we got another type of ball.
Mm-hmm.
Pinball.
And twins.
So Pinball FX2,
Yeah.
they put out South Park tables.
Yes, they did.
Main South Park one and a Butters themed one. Mm-hmm. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
However, the South Park one will not shut the fuck up,
No, well, not.
which is a common Pinball FX problem.
Yeah.
They're like, we got voice samples, so fucking A, use them all.
And they do.
And they do, because everything you hit in that is going to prompt something.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are not randomized. They're in an order of, okay, I've hit S, so he says this, and I've hit T, and now he says this, and I've hit A, and now he says this,
Yep.
and then Andy says this. And then the next time your ball drained.
Yep.
I hit S, and he said the same thing he said last time I hit S, and yeah.
I mean, it's even worse for someone like me who gets into a rut of hitting the same ramp like 4 times in a row. Holy God.
So that Butters one, all you hear is loo, loo, loo.
Yes. Yes, I hear that
Over
a lot.
and over and over.
Yeah. But now, the main South Park table, the weird thing about that is kind of everyone's outside perception of South Park, which is basically every voice sample from the pilot and then one reference from season 17. Mm-hmm. It's very strange how it's like it's all entirely grounded in that first season of South Park, and then like there's one leap to something that happened recently. Mm-hmm. It's strange,
and it's all very sanitized.
Oh yeah,
as we know, South Park is not the most polite show on the air.
No,
and this is all very much like, hey, this game's rated T for teen, so don't do anything silly. Yeah. So
there might be a fart noise.
Yeah, but it's incredibly sanitized.
Yeah, which
it seems kind of you would think it would mess it up, but it really doesn't.
Nah,
because it still has that feel, but it's the South Park one's way chaotic. Mm-hmm. There's just too much going on all the time, and I couldn't find an angle that showed me everything, like especially in the back half of the table.
Yeah,
especially like the top right. I don't even know what's over there because I never seem to end up over there.
That's the Sarcastaball field.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, but like the area underneath that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's really great use of that license. That's for damn sure. I just wish that, and like real tables have figured out, don't bark all the time. You know, like we love. Oh God, now I can't remember any of it. Lion Man. What's
Swords of Fury.
Swords of Fury. That is what it is.
Yep.
But yeah, Swords of Fury. We love that table. But if like every time you hit the ramp, it was like Lion Man, Lion Man, Lion Man, we'd be like, fuck this table.
Yeah.
Fuck it. But it's like it doesn't do it all the time.
Right.
It's just when you do something awesome, something that's like Lion Man, and we're like, fuck yes, table.
Yeah.
Where this South Park would be much better if, Cartman doesn't say anything when you hit his ramp until like the third time, and then he says something stupid. Mm-hmm. Much better.
It kind of feels like maybe they had 3 tables going and they couldn't quite flesh out the third one, and so they just jammed everything into that general South. Because you could almost split that table with all the voice samples and all the bullshit that's going on, and just kind of come up with something. Because I mean, think about how small the playfields are on those Star Wars tables. Mm-hmm. where they're like very specifically themed, but they feel very confined.
Yeah.
The main South Park table is huge. The playfield is huge, and there's just so much sound in it. It's just like, guys, really, just back it off just a tiny bit. It's great that you got the license and the samples and everything, but spread them out. I don't know, something.
And I like the Butters table much better because of that.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to see what you're doing. It's easier to see goals. Because like the South Park one, I had 4 goals going at once at one point because I had hit Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and I think Kenny as well, or maybe it was Chef or somebody. But there were 4 different modes going at once, and I was just like, I don't even know what the fuck. Like my score is going nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, why I'm doing any of it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Butters one is more simplified, so it's very much a much easier table to do stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. I mean, the samples are still there, but it's not as bad as the South Park one is. Because the South Park one, it basically feels like when you hit the ball, it's going to hit something that triggers something.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot less precision involved and just more like, all right, well, I'm trying to hit this, but you know what? I'll probably hit this, and it won't really matter. And whereas Butters, it's actually like, all right, now I need to hit this ramp 3 times in order to get this.
Yeah. The Butters table is more thought out.
Yeah.
But because it's focusing specifically on one character, whereas the South Park table is every character.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
but they're good.
Yeah, they're still well worth playing.
Yeah.
And that's what busted my 100,000 even on the Microsoft on Xbox stuff. Because Cal Skullthorpe on Twitter was like, "You finally messed it up."
Yeah.
I can't believe you sat there for like a month and a half on 100,000. I was like, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I didn't even realize what I had done. All of a sudden, I saw the achievement plunk up. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And there was,
You ruined it.
Yeah. And then, so I was like, oh, fine. And then I went on Walking Dead and got the high five. What's his face?
Yeah.
High five Duck.
Yeah. Oh, Duck.
Yeah. Poor Duck. But yeah.
I will say, though, like, we've talked about sounds in Pinball FX sounding like doorbells, and we can't play it late at night because dogs will go crazy.
Well, that's more like in Pinball Arcade, like real tables, when they got ding-dings especially.
Yeah. But... man, the South Park table has actual doorbells in it.
Yep.
Which, good luck late at night if you've got a sensitive dog to that shit, because you will hit a string of those things where they just go crazy, and just like, if you got a dog that barks at the door...
that dog's going nuts.
Yeah. So, I'm speaking from personal experience.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But they're still, what is it, $5 for the two of them?
I think so, yeah.
That's a little cheaper than they normally are. It's normally $3 per table.
But they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're good. I liked them.
Yeah.
I would continue to play them.
Will the Butters table flip and become a Professor Chaos table or something?
There is a sub-table that's a Professor Chaos table.
Yep.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you activate different facets of Butters' personality.
Yeah, all of his different personalities.
Yeah, different personalities. But yeah, the Professor Chaos one, it does open up a separate playfield. That's one of those, upper ones with a really wide, with the little tiny flippers and the wide gap and
Gotcha.
that sort of stuff. Yeah. So, is it time to start cornering?
Yeah. Let's corner this fucker.
Yeah. Corner it like it's on rails.
So let's hit the PlayStation Plus corner first.
All right.
Yep.
All right. PS Plus. Past couple months, they put out a lot of shit. Not shit, but like just a lot of stuff.
Some of it might be shit.
Yeah, kind of. But
like the first one?
What, you don't like Pix the Cat?
No.
We played a little bit of that earlier.
It feels like a mobile game put on
It does.
the big system.
Yeah. No. I don't like it. I've tried it a couple times.
Now, describe it the way you described it to me, because as soon as I saw you start playing it, I was like, that is 100% accurate.
It's Pac-Man meets Snake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, Nokia Snake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Championship edition.
Yeah.
Nokia
NCE
Snake
for sure.
Championship Edition.
Yeah, I mean, even to the point where when you hit a corner and it wants you to keep doing something, it'll do the slow down and start zooming in on your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also timed in the same way.
Yeah, it's...
where basically you can't lose. All you can do is fuck up your combo.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just... I don't know. It's not something I ever feel the need to go back into and play.
It feels like the upper screen of like a video slot machine of some kind.
Well, the only thing that's like kind of charming and redeeming about it is as Chuck described it when we finished, like it was like, good job, and he was like, thank you, Satan.
Yeah, the announcer guy is Satan. I mean, they've used the Satan voiceover mode. I don't know why. It's a cute little game with cats and ducks and
Cats and ducks and chickens
geese
and
better
stuff. Yeah.
scurry. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like that's one that plays much better on Vita than it does on.
Okay, possibly yes.
makes
on
perfect
PS4.
sense on a Vita.
All right.
On a PS4, it's like,
Yeah, I don't need this. All right, so maybe that's it. Maybe I need to Pix the Cat on the Vita.
yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's where I've been playing Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
That game is fucked up.
That game's fucked up, and I love it. I can't stop playing that game.
I think I'm gonna have nightmares about that game. I had my first experience with a Binding of Isaacs today as we were waiting for the crew to install. I was like, what's on here that I haven't touched that I can maybe have a slight opinion on? I went through it like at least twice, you know, through 2 deaths or whatever, and you've obviously played a lot more than me. Yeah,
It gets warped as shit.
yeah.
Not warped in like a charming way either.
No.
Like,
No,
there's
it's warped in
something
a gross way.
wrong with some of these people.
I believe it took me about 3 minutes of playing where I was like, whoever designed this game, I want to give them a hug like Cormac McCarthy
Yeah,
because they need it.
I mean,
Yeah, it's the guy who made Super Meat Boy. Same dude.
kind of get
So
it.
the guy has no joy, is what you're saying.
I don't know.
Zero joy in this man's
Well,
life.
I mean, your character has permanent tears running down its face. I mean, and you should, based on the horrific backstory they've given your character.
Yeah,
but
that's the one thing I'm super surprised by is that they gave that away as a PS Plus game because like there are some hardcore like religious things going on in the beginning of that would offend quite a few people
yeah,
because super religious people don't tend to pick up on irony,
no,
especially when it's directed at them. And that's what kind of game this is.
Yeah, I had only known this game for Reputation, and Reputation being people saying, "Oh my god, I love The Binding of Isaac," not knowing anything about it, and then like seeing it, like seeing the story unfold, and then seeing what the game is. I'm like, wow, this is really fucked up. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. I can see the appeal, but like everything that's happening, just man.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I main reason I was interested in trying this is I think it was Steam mostly that was like, dude, obviously you love FTL. Why the fuck haven't you played Binding of Isaac? I don't get that at all. Spelunky maybe.
Yeah.
Obviously Spelunky, but like it's kind of like Spelunky with shitty controls.
Kind of.
Because like Spelunky
floaty.
because Spelunky has great controls, and that's one of the reasons Spelunky's kind of fun, even though it's hard as hell to me.
Yeah. Spelunky is super precise.
Yes, and I mean I didn't like it, but Meat Boy I thought yes I will give Meat Boy had precise controls. This is like floaty weird. It's like a shitty playing Zelda, really.
Yeah.
And I don't understand what that has to do with FTL at all. Now Convoy on the other hand, that's coming out hopefully via Kickstarter. But anyway.
But yeah, that's what hooked me is that I'm playing Zelda. I'm playing the world's most warped version of Zelda completely. But it was just when it hit that sort of gameplay that I wanted to play, and I wanted to keep playing, and I wanted to keep figuring out all of the weird shit that it was giving me as extra powers and all that. And I think that's part of the fun of it is it's kind of like Spelunky in a way where it's okay, I got this thing. What does it do? I need to figure out what it does.
It does have that. What is this? How do I use it? What is it supposed to? What's happening?
Yeah, and that to me is really interesting. I like it in that it's not as hard as Spelunky is, where it's like Spelunky you can take a long time before you get to like the 3rd level, whereas Binding of Isaac I made like the 4th or 5th level first time and beat like 3 or 4 bosses.
Yeah,
Just in the course of playing the first game and figuring out controls and everything, and that's not even doing that much. So I kind of liked that aspect of it. Is it's hard, but it's not brutal and punishing. And no, you figure it out, man. It was much more figuring it out, but with more of a easier learning curve than other games had, for sure.
Yeah.
So
it's an experience.
Yeah, I like it. I know people who have almost 500 hours in the Steam version logged.
Rebirth or the original?
The original.
Because I mean,
Rebirth is it's got better graphics and it plays smoother because the original was built in Flash, and so there was certain shit it could not handle.
You know, that was my initial impression when I saw this game. I was like,
Yeah.
is this a Flash game?
Yeah,
So
the original
it's-
was built in Flash, and it was all keyboard controls. You couldn't use a controller or
Okay.
anything with it, which, yeah, that's...
So this is essentially the same game. I mean, it's the same. This is Evil Dead 2.
It is, but it's got the all the DLC is included with it, and
Okay.
there's other stuff. There's like newer items and combinations. Of
But there's
those
no reason to go
things.
back and play original Binding of Isaac ever. Really.
From my understanding, no.
Okay.
Some people like the art style of the original better,
All right.
but
I don't know that there's a reason for me to go back and play Rebirth. I'm just
yeah.
saying. Like,
But to me, that's
yeah.
another one. Like it's on the Vita, and that's the only place I really will care to play it.
Right.
I don't need that on a big screen. It's not going to change anything playing it that way. So
Okay.
I'm totally fine with it being a Vita game for me.
All right. Oh, just by the way, I mentioned it briefly. Convoy did get funded, so I guess we will see an FTL clone,
Awesome.
Yeah.
a true FTL clone, something in the same art style.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, next PS Plus game. I want to talk about Dust: An Elysian Tale.
Oh yeah.
That one came up. I think that was last month.
Yeah.
Yeah. This had popped up at other places. I think it was on Steam for a while and things like that, and I just kind of never really paid any attention to it. And then because it was free, I am so happy that I played this game. I love this game, and like, I don't know why. I don't remember what game it is. I'm thinking I thought it was. There was some game that was like very anime style, and this one is kind of anime-ish, but this is like animated. It's like it looks like a hand animated game.
Yeah.
It is unbelievably gorgeous and actually fun to play too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Metroidvania type game. Right?
Yes. And I like I said, I cannot remember what the other game was that had a similar name. That I was just like, no, immediately no, not my kind of thing. I am so happy that this game came to me for free because I love this game, and I would have been upset had I like played it some years later and not been playing it now. And I haven't finished it yet, but I'm pretty far in, and
Yeah.
I love the style, love the way it plays. The humor is interesting and not so bizarre that it's incomprehensible.
And apparently, everything done by one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, except for the voice acting.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's rather remarkable in that way. Because, I mean, it is so smooth and so nicely animated. You would have thought a lot of people worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's remarkable how smooth it looks and feels and plays. And it has so much depth in it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I go so far as to say it. I mean, it's obviously it's not quite as polished because if you think about it, the game was shit to play. But I mean, it's almost as pretty as like Dragon Slayer, but with not shitty to play. Like,
It's not just QuickTime events.
yeah.
it's kind of, and I mean, I know these were sort of pixelated and janky, but the movement is fluid, like out of this world and flashback and stuff like that. Where
Or
it's,
even the Disney SNES and Genesis games, like those were.
Yeah.
I mean, those were super pixelated in 16-bit, but God, they were pushing the limit of those systems.
like Aladdin and Toy Story,
Yeah, and
they were
the Lion
super
King,
fluid
yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like those games looked great. I mean, it's like if they'd kept making those, you'd have this game. And it's so great, and I highly recommend it. Even if it's back up to you didn't grab it or something, get this game. It's worth it.
Yeah, and you can get it just about anywhere.
Yeah.
I know I've got it on Steam. I ended up getting it at some point. I got it on, pretty sure I have it on 360.
Yeah, I played it on
It may be in my
360,
giant Steam library, and I just didn't pay attention to something.
Yeah.
But something about the number of games showing up on the PS4, I take more notice when they show up there. It's like, oh, well, that's something new. And
Yeah, well, they give you that nice big icon.
Right,
It's
yes.
Like, oh, yeah.
oh, yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you definitely recommend it.
Oh, highly, highly.
Cool. So last one that I played was Luftrausers, which I also played on Vita, but I guess it comes with PS3 as well.
All right.
I think that is. I don't know what to think of Luftrausers yet.
I love trousers too.
It's funny. Broke Chuck. I love that your joke didn't do anything to Chuck, but my reaction broke.
Oh, your
Chuck.
reaction's older.
Yeah. Yeah, but Luftrausers is one of those like intentionally shitty looking games, like obviously pixel arty, but it's almost like pushing to the point of being like Atari 2600 level graphics, except if you shrank it all down, and it's really hard to explain, but it is for one, it's got a really ugly color palette.
Okay.
It's like purple and yellow, almost.
Is this like a 1942 game? It sounds like it would be like one of those kind of like
It sounds like
combat things.
It kind of is, but it's like, imagine if, it's kind of like, you remember Defender, where you were just kind of going around, or like Resogun is kind of, where it's like you're just
Save
going,
the last human.
yeah, kind of like that, but, where if you imagine that you're just going around in an ever-looping thing from side to side, but you can also go vertically in it, and at the bottom is the water, but you're in a very limited area, and the screen kind of scrolls with you, but not. Like, you're not always in the center, from what I recall. And you've got all sorts of ships and shit flying around that you're supposed to be shooting down. And the controls are intentionally weird. Like, it's kind of almost like a tank control, where it's up is going to increase your speed, but that you're still steering left and right. Even though it doesn't matter what direction your plane is pointing.
That sounds really weird.
It is really weird. I mean, and it's another one, like, if I'm playing it on PS3, I better be playing against other people, like on a big screen. But otherwise, like, this is strictly a Vita game for me as well, because it feels like, all right, game's over and it's been like 2 minutes. It's like the little portable experience. But it's one of those, I don't understand why they made it look as ugly as they did, unless they were just totally going for that Atari 2600 look of being like, all right, you got like 3 colors here, deal with it.
Some studios really like making that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's easy. It's cheap.
I don't know if there's more to it. I don't, and the thing also is, I'm not sure if I'm good at it or not. Like, it's one of those, like, you're playing, you're like, I think I'm doing well. I don't know.
All right.
Like, I shot down that plane, but there's so much hectic chaos going on, and I'm not even sure. Like, you don't get much feedback when you get hit. Which is
so it's kind of like The Crew. Where I was like, oh, dollars are up on the screen. I guess I did good.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like that's a tough thing to pinpoint when it doesn't feel right, but when it doesn't feel right, and that's kind of what it is. And that's actually one of the things one of the issues I had with Lords of Shadow, to go back to the first half, is things didn't feel like that weight when I got hit or when I hit somebody. It didn't feel like it mattered. Like I think we've talked about Gears of War did that about as well as any game has, where it's like, when you were shooting a guy, you knew you were fucking that guy up.
Yeah.
And when you were getting hit, you were like, oh, god damn, I'm getting fucked up. But like, this one didn't have that feel at all. Like, I all of a sudden died, and I was like, oh, all right, I guess I didn't do that right. And you can splash into the water and not die. So I don't know.
So it has no weight in any way, even
It
like
sure
emotionally.
It sure doesn't feel like it. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, it's interesting how a game like that should feel like it should have more weight than it does. But I don't know. I need to play more of it, because it's not like, it's one of those things, like, I don't think I would have purchased it. It's one of those things that's good to get it on PS Plus, but I also kind of feel like, yeah, I hope they're making money off this. Like that's the weird thing about PS Plus to me, is it's like, I would never have bought this game, but now I've played it. So I don't know if that's good or not.
Well, they're getting paid.
Well, here's the way I look at it, is like, whatever Dust Guy does next, I'm there.
Yeah.
Like, you have sold me. Like, I take my money. Like, I will follow you wherever he may go.
That's sweet. He's earned your trust.
Yes.
Yeah. Good for him.
All right. So we're moving on to Mobile Corner.
Mobile Corner.
Mobile Corner.
Yeah.
Which really only has one thing worth talking about.
We had 2 in there. I don't know what happened to the other one.
Too much to talk about.
All right. So 1. Like last month, WWE Supercard.
We've all gone full ham on this game, I think.
Well,
to the point where you're now out.
I've gone so full ham that I've gone cold turkey.
All right. There it is.
well played.
Cold cut corner.
Yeah. Basically, people have figured out how to break WWE Supercard.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so now you can't play, like, once you get up to the higher levels, you can't play anyone without them basically having a deck that can't be beat.
Yeah.
Their deck will always win 2 out of 3. You might get that first one, it might be the second one, it might be the third, but you're never getting more than 2.
I wouldn't go that far, but yes. I mean, like, it's just now it's a complete and total crapshoot. Like,
you can't look at someone's record and know that you're going to beat them.
I mean, let me put it this way: I hit the legendary rank, the highest. I mean, I'm not the highest, because there's legendary plus and legendary plus.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've hit where I can get the top cards. There is a potential to get the top cards. The problem is that now you come across, and basically what the strategy is, I'll just tell you what the shitbird strategy is, so you can do it yourself. And I'm sorry. I'm also sorry. A couple people have told me, "God damn it, you guys have made us start playing WWE."
Yeah,
Supercard."
Tobias was not happy.
So
with me.
I'm pre-apologizing to anyone who's listening and whatever. Just know you're going to hit this brick wall, and it's a shame. What you will come across is people. What you have in your deck affects what rank you are. So people will go up to legendary or even legendary plus and get like a couple of legendary cards, and then max them out, and then put in some shit cards to drop them down about 3 to 4 to 5, maybe even 6 ranks. So they've got cards in there that are unbeatable because they've got a fully leveled up legendary or a fully leveled up pro'd out ultra rare or epic, and like they'll have 3 cards in their deck that are just badass, won't be any combo you have, and then 2 completely untouched common cards, so that it drops them down X amount of ranks. So,
and there's an easy way for them to fix that if they wanted to fix it.
Yeah.
Is basically once you hit a certain rank, you can't go below that rank.
Yes.
Yep.
That's all they have to do.
Yep.
And I expect that in a patch. If it doesn't happen, then I'll be shocked, but that's all they need to do to fix that. Because it drives people like me away because I can't pick a match anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, like you said, a total crapshoot. Before it was like, well, if this guy's got 1,000 wins, I can probably beat him.
Yeah. Well, because it was fun for a while because you'd go with the person that had less than 1,000, but they were in some rank they shouldn't be. So you're like, oh, they bought cards, and so they'd have 1 or 2 good cards, and then what they should have left over. And I was like, well, I'll slow roll and play my shit cards against what's obviously going to be their good cards, and then take the My favorite was start off with a tag team match and be like, here's my 2 worst guys, and your 2 best guys are probably going to come in, and I'll take the other 2 matches hands down.
Yeah, and then you wrestle 2 commons against him.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, so that worked for a long time, but now, I mean, literally every match is, I don't know if they've got 3, male wrestlers that are good, or their diva is but stacked up, or you never know what the combination is going to be, but it's just my diva was doing really good. I had her level up to a point where it's like, okay, she can hold her own, but sometimes it's like, oh well, there's a fully leveled up legendary diva or a common, so I've either wasted that match or I got my ass kicked. So it was either or. It was either it's a completely wasted, I didn't even need that card to be good.
It takes all strategy out of the game and makes it luck.
Yes, it's just a complete crapshoot now, and I was like, it's not fun. I'm done.
Well, and it's not fun to lose 10, 15, 20 matches in a row.
Yeah. With nothing you can do.
Because it takes so much longer to level up when you're only getting 1 card at a time instead of 2, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I thankfully never gave him a single red cent.
Me neither. And that's what's really depressing is when you will play somebody who has less than 100 matches but has a legendary card, which is the highest you can possibly get. That means that person has spent at least $25 on that game, if not more. Because I've fought people who have less than 100 matches, which means the max cards they could have is 200 cards that they've been able to feed into, to train up their guy. And they'll have a maxed out legendary guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, how much fucking money did you spend buying cards?
I had people that with less than 200 matches that had pros of epic or legendary status.
Yeah.
And
that's
you had to buy enough to actually get a pair.
Yeah.
Or just luckiest son of a bitch on the earth. I'm just
which we know is not the case.
Probably not the case. I've never bought a card, but I can't imagine that there's a good chance that it comes out, oh, that was also the one you just had. Here, go ahead and have that.
Yeah. So I'm
or they got up to a point that they got enough cards that it's possible that what they did is they got 1 legendary, bumped themselves all the way up to legendary, entered a King of the Ring, somehow won it, and got those pairs that way. That's possible. Maybe they just blew through a King of the Ring and got an epic. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just saying I'm done until they fix it.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I'm going to keep going just because I have an epic The Rock, an epic Ultimate Warrior, and an epic Macho Man.
Oh.
So the 3 guys I want, I have them. So I can just keep playing them, and every time I can play the Ultimate Warrior and the Macho Man in a tag team, I can go, no sleep, no food. Pure maniacism.
Yeah, it's
That was the other thing is like when I got my epic card and my legendary card, and there were people I kind of fucking hate. I was like, God damn it!
Oh yeah, that was the first super rare.
You just broke my fucking strategy too, because like I was all lefts and rights, and then I got like a legendary down. And I'm like, fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah, I got my first card I got was an ultra rare Alberto Del Rio. Who was
Yeah.
the asshole who just kept beating me over and over. I'm like, fuck that guy.
I remember that day when you got that card.
And
And
then
you're like,
he-
son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was my first like super good cards.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Well, I hit epic level and obsessed over winning an epic level King of the Ring match. Obsessed. Like more than I probably should have, so that I would win. Well, at least get second place. And I ended up winning the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I got a pair of fucking epic Rusevs, and I'm like, God damn, fuck that guy.
Oh, come on.
No. Fuck that guy.
All right.
Fuck that guy.
Okay.
He called The Rock a piece of American garbage.
Yeah.
Come
Fuck
on.
that guy.
American garbage.
It's not, you don't, no, you don't do that.
Like I said, I was just like, I don't even care who it is as long as like their arrows facing the right direction.
Yeah.
I needed a left guy so bad because like my Jake the Snake, that was like I would use them only for tag teams, was getting so out of not working anymore, and
Yeah.
and then it was like a down, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway,
I've got a little ways to go, I think, before I quit, but I've never put as much time into a mobile game as this one.
Yeah,
This
well-
is the lasting mobile game. Like, I'll play threes for a little while and just be like, yeah, I'm done with threes. I haven't hit the point in this game where I'm like, yeah, I'm done with Supercard.
I can't say if I play this or like Plants vs Zombies more.
You probably Plants vs. Zombies,
I played that a lot.
but you're getting close.
I played that a lot.
Yeah. This one is just, anytime I have free time, I'm like, I need a match.
It's so accessible. That's the thing. You don't have to learn a lot of systems. The things in it are actual real world things that you can,
Relate to, yeah.
yeah, it's like, hey, that guy, and hey, that lady, and Tits McGee. It's all these things, yeah. I have found that, like, waiting in line somewhere, like in public, probably not the best time to bust out the game, because then you get like side boob lady.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, what are you doing on your phone, you sick bastard? It's like, sorry, I'll please cash my check.
That's just my Natalia.
I will promise you, the time I said I'm not playing anymore, I haven't touched it.
I believe
Not a single match.
Well, we will let you know.
I was
when-
serious when I said cold turkey.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will let you know when that strategy
All right.
no longer works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be some
Because I've never once like taken out a card to go back down a level.
No, I wouldn't even think of that.
No.
Why would you? I want all the power.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to win that way. It's dumb.
Yeah, I've been tempted, but then I realized that the People's Champion thing, like where you do the +1, +3, +5 matches, like even if you cheated on those, like I did the math on it when I saw, like, for one, they've nerfed the hell out of it. So like the rewards I get, I would have to have played like an insane amount of matches just to get, but like to get into the top 100
Yeah.
required, I believe it was 4,000 matches won at the +5 level, which is the hardest one to win over the course of whatever that is, 3 days. Like, think about that for a minute. How long that shit would take,
Yeah.
and how long? Like, there's people. I don't know if they have a bot running that game or if they're just like laid up in the hospital with a busted leg and like, and their iPad's plugged in and they have literally nothing else to do.
Could be that.
That seems to be like the only scenario I can possibly think of where you could get 4,000 matches in 3 days and win every one of them at the highest level.
I just picture kids in school doing this 8 hours a day every day.
I guess. I don't know, but yeah, but yeah. So even then, I'm like, I don't really care about playing it that much, because like whatever level I get to, realistically, I'm going to get a shit reward that I don't need.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and go on record and say you have to find a really shitty school for that to be able to happen. Most schools, it's like cell phones are beyond verboten.
I hear that, but then you always just hear these stories of just kids on their phones the whole time, and
I'm saying I've been there.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
It's like no phones. Period.
no
I mean,
sleep, no
but then again, there's got to be something, because like one of the top apps right now is literally point your phone's camera,
Yeah.
and it'll solve math problems.
Fantastic.
It'll actually read it and solve fractions, whatever.
You kids today, I swear to God, you have it so fucking easy.
I got it just because I was like, that could be fucking useful. I'm not gonna figure out this shit.
Hell, is this math?
I passed that shit. I don't have to do it again.
Do my math, phone.
Pythagorean this.
Yeah. Transitive theory.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Let's transitive to another corner.
Another corner. Oh, email corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, emails.
and shit.
Shit. That is what it says on the
Corner.
show notes.
Email and
Emails
shit corner.
All right. First up, Jay from California.
Hi, Jay.
Says, I'd like to gauge your interest in some Borderlands talk. And he spelled gauge, G-A-I-G-E, like the character.
Oh, I get it.
Yep.
Good one.
Oh, I get it. Says, hey, No Quarters crew. Jay from California here, and I'm happy to report that Borderlands 2 is no longer fucking impossible to solo. I made this discovery shortly after pre-ordering Borderlands the pre-sequel at GameStop. My pre-order included a code for Borderlands 2, a game I shelved after reaching the assault on Angel's Chamber as a level 42 Necromancer and meeting up with a super badass constructor that would one-shot Gage. If Deathtrap managed to get me a second win, his reward was death, and Gage got homing missiles that could find and kill her anywhere on the map. So it doesn't sound like he had fun with that. Code in hand, I booted up Borderlands 2, installed an update, and was rewarded with a flaming assault rifle, ammo-absorbing shield, and 10 golden keys. I decided to give that constructor one last shot, and to my surprise, his homing missile stopped and exploded if I hid behind a wall. After a long war of attrition, the constructor was dead, Gage and Deathtrap were still alive, and I continued onward. I shelved Borderlands 2 because pre-sequel is now out, but I did so with a now level 42 Necromancer, and while the game has been challenging, it has not been anywhere near as rage-inducing as before. I should note that I have not used any of my golden keys and beat the constructor using the same weapons I had on my previous try. So if you're like me and you shelved Borderlands 2 due to difficulty, give it another shot. Ghost ride that ramp, Fiddy. Jay out. Sent from my once cutting-edge next-gen but now outdated last-gen Xbox 360.
Oh,
Launch that shit in the sun, son.
yeah.
Son,
Garbage.
sun it. Yeah,
Yeah, Borderlands.
the big problem now is it's on 360, which is why like Borderlands the pre-sequel was never even a consideration.
I've got it on my Steam wish list to pay attention
Yeah.
to one day.
Yeah, that's
Holiday
exactly what I
sale
did.
or something. I'm like, yeah, that'll be where I play it because I don't know. I even though I still have a 360 and a PS3 hooked up to my TV.
Mm-hmm.
The thought of like getting a disc and putting it in there is just like
Garbage.
I know that's dumb, but I know I can crank the settings up on my PC too, so can kind of make it look sort of next gen-y.
Yeah, I just I
I know people playing it seem to like it.
there's part of me that wants to go back to Borderlands 2 just to do some of that DLC that I paid for the season fucking pass for and just didn't get around to playing. But
There's some good ones.
yeah, but pre-sequel apparently has like some kind of like oxygen mechanic or something where you have to get to an oxygen bubble after a certain amount of time, and
Yeah. Because you're on the moon.
yeah, and it's very floaty, I guess, because you're on the moon
You're
as
on the moon.
well.
Oh,
It's,
that'll be all right.
yeah,
But you can play as Claptrap and not have to worry about the oxygen.
ooh,
Done.
yeah.
From what I understand, it's not as bad as something like Metro 2033, where when you go out into the environment, you have to change filters on a gas mask because of the environment.
Yeah.
It's a lot slower than that. It's not like you walk outside and it's, Total Recall where you're just like,
Oh, eyes bulging out.
yeah, it's not that. So, but yeah, it is sort of a new mechanic that people are like, this is, why are you doing that?
Terraform the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of like why it wasn't broken. You didn't need that.
Yeah.
Like I don't like mechanics that are annoyances.
It was probably too stretch. There probably wasn't as much content. And they were like, well, if we slow the player down a little bit.
Gross.
It's a stopgap.
I will also say, while I'm on the subject of Steam wish lists, I realize that there's a new civilization that's in space.
Beyond Earth, yeah.
I want it so bad, but at the same time, game apocalypse is upon us. I can't. Now is not the time for
Yeah,
civilization.
a Civ game is like
Oh, it's not?
no. You start that shit in like March.
Yeah.
And there isn't anything coming out till like
Yeah.
August.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, what? It's not next week. I think I have a week's reprieve, but when Far Cry 4 comes out, all other games will cease to exist. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying
Even
to sound.
GTA 5, which is
Yeah, I
looking
know,
pretty damn good.
and I have it pre-ordered the same day. But I'm like,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I'm really glad I beat that game already because I want to play some first-person GTA on pretty graphics and all that. But
150 new songs.
Far Cry 4.
Far Cry 4's
Look.
stuff.
Okay. I'm not about to sound sacrilegious, and believe me, if they made a full game of it, I would have a different story. But while I love Blood Dragon, the idea of Far Cry 4 is right now feeling a lot more. Thing about Blood Dragon, setting wise, awesome. Humor wise, awesome. Weapons, awesome. But it was empty. They didn't have the side stuff that like Far Cry had.
Right.
Far Cry 3 kept me going because it was like hunting mission, clear out thing and do it
God.
stealthy and all this stuff.
Yep.
And this has that.
Just thinking about it makes me want to go back and play Far Cry 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, like, I don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, but if they've like filled up and said, "Here's Blood Dragon as the full game," great,
Yep.
awesome. But as it is, give me all the side stuff because, like, as far as like obsessing over a game, Far Cry 4.
But
shit, dude.
think about this.
I am thinking about it.
Far Cry 4 comes out.
Obviously,
After Far Cry 4 comes Far Cry
Blood Dragon,
Blood Dragon 2
Vietnam War
based
Part
on
3.
Far Cry 4.
Okay.
It's going to be even more.
Yeah.
Sure. Awesome. Great, dude.
Yeah.
I hope.
I'm just
I gotta
saying.
say, man,
I'm
hope-
just saying, get hyped, but
Blood-
then really get hyped.
Blood Dragon on PC looked so fucking good.
Good. Yeah. I'm just hoping, like, they decide to make it more of a full-fledged game instead of just like, here's a wacky little idea we had. It was popular enough that they were like, yeah, we should probably do a little bit more with it this time.
Yeah,
That's all.
I could actually see them alternate.
I hope it's Plasma Dragon.
Ooh. But I mean, think about it. I mean, like, if it's Ubisoft, so they want to
Because it could
annualize,
be
obviously.
a joke on blood, but also
Yeah.
maybe it could be, Plasma 2. Plasma.
Get it? Yeah. But they obviously want that coming out every year, like Assassin's Creed. You can alternate between the Blood Dragon franchise and the proper Far Cry. Get yourself like a $60 full Blood Dragon.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop
Sorry.
making me think these thoughts.
Sorry.
They're impure. Next up is from Moonpier. Who says he's still listening.
Thanks.
Says, "Hey guys, this might be a big one. That's what she said. So sorry. Feel free to edit as you choose, Mackie. I'm reading the whole thing. I'm not editing shit.
Yeah.
So,
Ha.
back to a game we played last episode. Destiny. As a level 28 person, that game is a grind at the later levels. Like, seriously. Mechanically great, content poopy. And the raid is so good, too. Shame what it takes to be able to do that. So yeah, you guys were not far off in your last cast. To give you an idea, 1 resource per planet, 5 factions to grind reputation for, 1 is multiplayer only. Ugh. So, yeah. I like that we did not even talk about Destiny at any point because didn't you both sell your copies by now?
I cannot.
I did.
Oh, you bought it digitally?
Yes.
But you haven't played it at all.
It's my destiny to own that forever.
Yeah.
Along with this other game. Remember that Watch Dogs?
Yeah, I
remember
still
the
own
Watch
that,
Dogs.
too.
Yeah.
Fucking
That's
hell.
also.
I was actually thinking about bringing up Watch Dogs when I was talking about Sunset Overdrive about like giant place and seems interesting, and then like you get into it, and it's like, do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned on Watch Dogs a lot.
I know.
harder than I did on
At
Destiny.
least, no, I'm just saying. Like I was actually talking about like Sunset Overdrive.
No,
I'm
I know.
saying, yes.
I just like you think about these 2 games where it was just like so much hype, and these are going to be the shit, and then just like both of them for me just hit a point where it's just like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Get out of my game system.
Well, Destiny, like, they're like, we're raising the level cap with the DLC. And it's like, sweet. It's like, yeah, we're giving you gear that'll level up higher. So if you were maxed out, you basically have to remove that gear,
Yeah.
put on the other gear, and level that gear up.
Yep.
Like, that is... I cannot believe that they went that route.
Yeah,
So,
whatever. Good luck
Yeah.
to them.
yeah.
I'm happy that
10-year
they're
plan,
successful.
man.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, next he has a quick, actually...
Oh,
where he
Please.
says, Chuck mentioned the Microsoft parity thing for smaller games. I believe that this is not you must have Xbox exclusive stuff, but rather you cannot have exclusive stuff on other consoles, which sucks, and hopefully Spencer's will sort that shit out too, like he's done with so much shit. I'm not sure what we were talking about.
Well,
what
it's
that's referring to from
like-
last episode, because that was like a month and a half ago.
like indie games, for example.
Mhm.
Like when Joe Danger came out on PS3, and then they couldn't release Joe Danger on the 360. It had to be Joe Danger Special Edition, and they added some bullshit to it. So,
Oh.
like, if you can't promise that your game will come out on Xbox first, it has to have something above and beyond what the competition is getting. Or otherwise, Xbox will just say, go away. That's their weird parity clause. Now, I don't know what is that tied to, how far back that goes.
Parody. I got you now. Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I thought it was like
not a parody. Not like
I also wonder how it works with.
Joe Danger 2.
I wonder how that sort of thing works with the next thing he mentions. He says also Pinball Arcade. This is not an issue with Microsoft in this case. It's Farsight. They chose 2 companies to publish a game and on the old gen, and the company they picked for 360 is now bankrupt and out of business. So they cannot update the game on 360 anymore, and as such, it has now been delisted. Yay! So, yeah, we understood that part,
but
we just think they make the poorest decisions when it comes to everything except actually converting those tables over.
Well, they've actually moved beyond that. They are able to self-publish now because that policy has changed, and they are allowed to do that. The problem is that they can't release the tables on PS4 and the tables on Xbox One at the same time because there's no added content on the Xbox One version. So they either have to make up new content, which of course they can't because they're constantly just doing everything else.
Yeah.
So that's why they have to. That's why they haven't shown up on the PS4 yet, because they're waiting to be able to release it on the Xbox One. That's coming straight from them. That is Farsight saying that in one of their newsletters.
God,
it's
fucked.
It is fucked. It really is.
Because that is like basically denying people content just because. What they.
It kind of is. It's from a business standpoint, I kind of get it, but from like a gamer standpoint, it's
fuck you.
It's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So
all right. So he says anyway. On to a question. Seems to me that I use a hell of a lot of games which are now podcast or chatting games. Destiny, Forza Horizon 2, Battlefield 4, Power Star Golf, etc., etc. I've turned my gaming into literally just chatting with my friends. What are you guys using like this? Also, if Chuckles could be such a chucklehead and fix his audio for the One, he should jump into Monday Night Game Night with the TVGP crew. It's a better game with friends. He doesn't even have to talk. He's talking about Battlefield 4, by the way.
I did. I jumped in that.
Says, anyway, Moon out. P.S. I know I only have the One, and I do hate the PS4 for one reason. It has stolen BJ from my life. P.P.S. Mackie, almost 250k gamer score here. Catch up, sucka. I've been going easy. Oh, God. Street Urchin out. I miss you guys.
Every day I check True Achievements, and he's got 16 more achievements in some bullshit Hasbro Game Night. It's just like, come on, dude. Jesus.
He has so many 100% in so many god-awful games.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. It really is. But no, but he's saying games where you don't have to pay attention to what's happening. You can just chat with people
Uno and shit like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the ones
you
he
can chat
mentioned-
with people or just listen to podcasts.
Yeah, the ones he mentioned are totally like that.
Yeah, mine, the Lego games were like Lego games, like, because you don't need to hear a goddamn thing, anything going on in that game.
No.
Pinball games are like that for me because I'm, especially like Pinball FX, because I'm sick of hearing them.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but like starting with like Marvel and DC, there's voices and shit and things going on.
And see, I haven't played those new ones.
Okay,
I've only played the old ones that didn't have any voice acting in them. So
yeah.
No, I mean they're funnier now.
But I tend to turn on subtitles on every game anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So, I wouldn't need it necessarily, but
Which is voice acting.
all right.
And then you got Fred Tessitore to do the Hulk and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. Any other games you do that way?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I mostly game with headphones on now, but there will be games where I will have the headphones on, but around my neck instead of on my head. Like Forza Horizon 2 has gotten to that point where I'm like, I don't have to hear the game anymore directly in my ears.
Yeah.
I could just sort of like pick up the noise from it just in the room a little bit. So
Yeah.
I don't do any of that shit. Whatever's in the game is what I listen to.
All right.
I'm weird like that.
no.
No, I just
No, I know.
I never turn on other music or anything like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Diablo 3 is very much like when I wasn't playing with you and just playing on my own, it was like, wow, this is dull as shit. Like, this is just clang, 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 smash, clang, 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 smash. Like, that's all that game is, so that's another one that's good for just chatting with people.
listen to 100 hours of that.
I mean, like, the only time I will really, like, plug in my iPhone headphones and listen to a podcast while I'm gaming is if I'm doing something like clean up in a game, like when I was cleaning up Saints Row 4 and stuff like that. It's like there's no more story to hear. I'm just flying around looking for orbs.
Yeah.
So I've heard the soundtrack enough times to where I'm
I'm trying to think. I mean, probably like FTL is the only thing like that, and that's just because like I played it so many fucking hours that it's like I know what everything sounds like.
Yeah.
Yep, Supercard.
I still don't know what Supercard sounds like.
I have no idea.
I've
either.
never heard one sound come
Yep.
out of Supercard.
There was a whoosh in the beginning before I got to the
okay.
option screen. And I don't even know what low battery mode does, because that thing seems to suck the battery out of my phone.
I
like
think
a
low battery mode like
motherfucker.
cuts the animations in half, which
What?
like cuts the frames in half, so it's
Oh.
not as many. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it does anything.
No.
I must be so weird. Like I don't know. I must be a sucker for like game design because like I just take what they give me. I even on mobile games.
Anytime a sound starts coming out of my phone,
I mean, if
it's
I'm-
instantly
yep.
muffled and immediately turned off.
If I'm in public, yes. If I'm sitting by myself, no. I listen to Threes. I listen to Supercard. I listen to all of it.
Nah.
Threes has sound?
Yes,
I did listen to Threes. Threes was
Three has
cute.
amazing sound.
Yeah,
Actually,
the
Yes.
sound in Threes is pretty.
All right.
But it doesn't matter. If you never turn it on. I guess.
Yeah. All right. Next one up is from Dave, a.k.a. RoboPig.
Hey, RoboPig.
He names his Japan Cakes. Says, hey guys, couple questions for the podcast. Am I the only one completely underwhelmed at the Halo Master Chief Collection? Recent play sessions of Destiny and the Evolve Alpha had me think that I was really hopeful that this console generation would be the one where we say goodbye to load times. Were there any other improvements you hoped we would see this gen that haven't come to be?
Is that
So
two
first
questions?
up, first up, Master Chief Collection. Yeah, it's kind of...
I actually kind of want it, and I'm not even a Halo person. It's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
kind of want it too because it sounds like they've done some really awesome stuff with it.
Like I'm a sucker for anthology things of like we have collected everything.
But they didn't collect everything.
Okay.
It's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like
Well, it's no
ODST
ODST
isn't
in
Well,
there.
yeah, it doesn't
Reach
have
isn't
smelly
in there.
2-year reach around, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I never played 2 and 3. I've only played 1 and 4, so I'm looking forward to pick it up and
it's
play
the
them.
Master Chief Collection. He's not in those ones.
Man, you're going to like 3.
I hope
I'm
so.
telling you now, 3 is pretty freaking good.
Giant spider one's
I
pretty
thought
hard.
4 was a very technically sound game that was boring as shit. And it may just be because I didn't know what the hell was going on in the story, but it just seemed to me like,
Yeah, that
even if I
doesn't help.
did, this seems lame.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, is it really all people care about is if he takes his helmet off or not? Because that doesn't seem like a good crux to base your entire mythology on. Like, what does he look like? Gives a fuck.
Oh my god. Cortana has less bits covering her naughty bits.
Yeah, and that whole thing, Jesus. Giant-breasted, almost naked AI. Please.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every game, she had less bits covering her.
Yeah.
covering
Well,
her bits.
by 4, it was just like, ew.
Yeah. Oh
But
man,
yeah,
people
I-
love her so much. You can talk to her on your phone.
Whatever. Fantastic.
If you have one of those phones.
I'm getting that collection next week.
Okay.
It looks really good to me.
I'm probably going to borrow it from the dude at work who's a huge Halo fan.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking
eventually I'll
forward to
play it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for like anyone that puts that much work into something.
Yeah.
Like I feel like good job. You know.
Yeah. I mean, just seeing the remastered cutscenes, not remastered,
yeah,
redone
like Blur
entirely.
did brand new ones.
Yeah.
for it.
They look amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
Blur always does
Yeah.
phenomenal work. So,
So I'm looking forward to it.
yeah.
What was the second part of it?
Second part was he's really disappointed in load times. And he says, are there any other improvements we hope we would see this gen that haven't come to be?
I was hoping. I mean, I thought it was just going to be like a first year speed bump thing, and people weren't going to continue to accept it. But I was hoping digital games were going to be more price competitive, like not the same price. You know, that's.
Yeah.
They're still not.
There's not a reason
even
to.
close.
I just mean there's not a reason to. You are going to lock him. You will lock someone into a single purchase instead of losing, a physical copy that will probably get recycled 5, 6, 10 times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's no incentive there.
There needs to be an incentive.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
like right now on the Xbox One, you can get Murdered Soul Suspect for $25. That's cheaper than retail right now.
Yeah.
That's there's stuff like that, but there's never really.
I'm not talking about specials or games.
I know.
that kind of got panned.
I know. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
but just like new releases.
Yeah.
Like me buying Diablo there, no different from going to Best Buy and buying the disc.
I mean, it's literally come down to me of like now I have to like look at, because I've got that Gamers Club unlocked at Best Buy. I have to look at it like, okay, do I want to save some money or do I want to have this game easily available?
Right.
And that's become a new weird choice for me because like all things considered, if I didn't have a deal coming my way, I would have got Call of Duty digital so I can jump into a match whenever I want.
Yeah.
Without having to get up and get a disc. But I couldn't refuse walking out of the store for net $15 on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. But
I will say that it was weird when this generation started on the PS4. Everyone was like, man, you put Killzone in, and that game there's no menu, there's no logos, it's just Killzone and go. And then no game has done that since.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, the future is here, and it's just like, nope. Still have to see 20 fucking logos every game I start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the only thing that's really disappointed me is the instant on type stuff that they talked about early on, where it was like, all right, you pause it, you shut it down, and you come back up, and wherever you pause, like being on a Vita or a 3DS or whatever, just boot it up, and there it is.
Yep.
And no, it does not work that way.
Works great on Sunset Overdrive and the Xbox One.
Yeah, the Xbox One is starting to get really good at it. I have bounced back and forth between two games and really have been impressed by, I didn't quit out of that game. Mm-hmm. You actually can't quit out of Forza Horizon 2. All you can do is leave it on the menu and go do something else. You can't tell
until
it
you start another game. That's when I'll shut it down.
Yeah. There's really no way to stop it. So you can't stop Forza Horizon 2.
I did that several times. I was like, I think I just saw the little save logo on Sunset Overdrive. All right, shut it all down and fire it back up. And my guy's sitting right in the same spot in that little stupid tile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that it's working better.
Yeah.
Than it had been, because I don't think it's worked on the PS4.
Yeah, but those are also two. Well, no, I guess I guess they have Microsoft logo all over it because it's exclusive, but it had nothing to do with making it.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, load times still suck, especially like Alien, man. Alien Isolation, when you boot that shit up, that thing takes forever.
See,
to
people
load
have said
the
that.
save.
I haven't felt that way.
I have.
Okay.
I've been just like, all right, I'm ready to play.
Advanced Warfare has some long ass load times. They're masking them with little cutscenes.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
there's long ass load.
Yeah, but I mean, even like Binding of Isaac on the Vita, that has like a longer load than you think it should when it's starting up. You're like, why? You're basically an up-res Flash game. What in fuck's name is going on here?
Yeah.
So it's not just main consoles. It's
Nah.
But yeah, I mean, for everything being installed on the damn hard drive, what the shit?
Yeah.
Well, it
really.
actually amazes me the most on mobile phones. Like you have flash memory, flash everything.
Yeah.
How do I have a loading bar?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last thing he says is, don't remember if I've asked you the Sophie's Choice question of you before, but Blazing Saddles or Young Frankenstein?
Jesus.
Well, that's the wrong podcast, but it's also Young Frankenstein.
It is Young Frankenstein, absolutely.
I said Blazing Saddles. So.
I think we've had that question before, but the right answer is Young Frankenstein.
Is that a fact?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Scientific.
Yep. All right. So anyway, thanks, Dave, a.k.a. RoboPig,
Thanks,
from
Dave.
Good for Gaming. Sent from my Atari 400 with membrane keyboard, cassette tape drive, and US Robotics 2400 baud modem.
Nice.
I had some of those things.
Yeah, some of those.
I had a
things are
1200 baud modem.
good. Ooh.
Yeah, that shit was slow.
Blazing.
I went to 2400. I was like, holy God, I'm in the future.
Doubled it.
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
2x.
Yes, exactly. So, last one here is from Corey.
Hi, Corey.
Who says, I got a big boy job. Will my gaming habit survive?
Nope.
Hey, No Quarters crew. Hope all's well. After a year of contemplating losing 60 pounds, not 60 pounds, nice job,
Good job.
and a lot of waiting, I'm officially on the road to becoming a police officer and eventually to a detective. I've never really had a real job and have always been able to game pretty much whenever I want. Now I'll be working a lot more, and I'm worried my free time to game will die. Any tips on how to stay up on gaming while having a career? Is it going to be tough?
Is he actually Game Cop
Game cop. Holy shit.
with his DS? Yeah.
Responsibility trumps all.
Yeah.
You can't really carve out time for gaming if you've got something important to do.
Yeah, and I will say, you will lose more time when you get married or get in a serious relationship than you do with getting an intensive job.
Unless you get in a relationship with a serious gamer, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps, but generally speaking, then you got to share the TV.
Here's the best tip for this as an adult to maximize your gaming time while you have a big time job.
Play on easy.
Nope. Move as close to your workplace as humanly possible.
Yep.
If you eliminate all your travel time, that can be like almost up to an hour a day that you can be gaming.
Yep.
Cut your shower time down
I'll just stop showering.
every other day.
It cuts down on your social interactions.
We don't need to shower every day. It's not good for us.
No, but you'll find time.
Yeah.
For the games you want to play, you'll find time, and for the games you don't want to play, you'll
You'll move out of the
less
need.
time. Having less time makes you more willing to go, you know what? I don't need to play this.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of time, but when you have all the time in the world, it's like, I don't know if I'm enjoying this, but fuck it.
I mean, that's on another point in my life. I might have given Alien a third or fourth or fifth chance. Now I'm like, fuck it. I have other things I can do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's going to make you more selective,
And
which there's nothing wrong with that.
Like Final Fantasies, they may have come a long ways. They may be great now. I
not.
don't have whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying they're not.
I'm just saying if you don't like that thing, it's never going to change. No matter how the graphics good. My point is, I don't have 20 hours for a fucking tutorial section.
Yeah.
That's no. I don't have that right now.
Yeah.
When I was 14, yes, give me all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that's the main thing is you're going to find you're going to have more money than time. And you're going to buy a bunch of games and then you're going to have them sit and not do shit with them.
Yeah.
So
Get out of that practice, first of all.
that would be my biggest piece of advice is set something for yourself. You have to beat at least one game before you can buy another.
Yeah.
And make it something easy like that. Like, all right, I don't, nothing else goes on the shelf until I beat at least one of these or get it to a point where I'm done with it and can sell it or trade it to somebody or whatever, or I'm just flat out done with it.
You're at the beginning of this thing. You've got time to work it out.
Yeah.
So that going forward, you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah, don't get a giant box and like a list of 50 games that you go, oh, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or just don't sleep.
That's
no
always
sleep.
That's
no food.
Yep. Cut those things
It's
out.
pure maniacism.
4 hours a night. Think how much gaming you could do.
Yeah, you do a lot.
Yeah.
You'll suck at it, but
Just sleep like for five minutes every hour, or whatever that Kramer / Einstein thing was.
Yeah, God.
yeah.
Yeah. Then you'll be a wreck. Falling over all
Just
the
eat
time.
in the tub. You got to do things to maximize your maximize your time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, dude.
Mhm.
But yeah, set goals for yourself. Make them easy, and don't let your backlog overwhelm you.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I can say is if you don't have a backlog, you're in good shape.
Yep.
Because it will only get worse.
That's
Okay.
true.
And then you'll get a significant other, and it will only get worse.
Yeah.
And you'll be borrowing games from your friends going, yeah, I wanted to play that 6 months ago, and now's my chance, I guess.
Oh.
Please let me use the TV tonight. Please. No, not tonight. No. Maybe tomorrow.
This might have a tinge of reality to it.
Just a little bit, yeah. Shit just got real.
Yeah, Saturday mornings will be your best friend, by the way. So I'm telling you right now.
No, sleep in, honey.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Throw some Eggos on a plate.
Yeah.
Breakfast in bed.
There you go.
Stay the fuck in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of go to fuck to sleep. Stay the fuck in bed.
Get headphones, plug them into that PS4 jack. It's so good.
Yeah.
Plug them in that PS4, Jack.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess that's it. Oh, wait, no, wait a minute.
We had a tweet.
Yeah, we had Twitter stuff. Hang on.
Oh, tweet.
Hot tweet.
Yeah, one from Greencapped.
Uh-huh.
If I can pull it up on my phone fast enough, because I'm not logged in on the right account.
Twitter music.
All right, he said, he goes, are you guys ready for Free Play Florida? Who's going? And any games you hope to see?
I'm ready for Free Play Florida.
I'm ready.
When is Free Play Florida?
November 21st through the 23rd.
The week before Thanksgiving.
And that is in
Weekend.
Orlando, Florida.
Correct.
And it is a pinball and arcade game convention, correct?
Yes.
Or
Yes, it
is it just pinball, or is they also arcade?
It used to be just pinball.
Okay.
It used to be the Southern Pinball Festival.
Okay.
This year they changed to the Free Play Florida.
Okay.
And they will allow arcade games into their little thing.
Well, the like when like if we found an arcade machine in a place, we'd be like, "Fuck yeah, Zaxxon!"
I know.
And like we go here and it's like, "Fuck you, Zaxxon."
It's like, ew, arcade games. There could be a pinball machine there. You're taking up
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, I can play an arcade game on my computer.
Yeah.
Illegally.
But yeah, no, I'm going.
I'm going. Even our mysterious doesn't play games guy is going. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Or so he say.
Are you guys going the whole weekend, or what are you doing?
I'll be there the whole weekend.
Okay. I'm
Yes.
gonna try and make Saturday.
Okay.
That's my goal, is to be able to go Saturday, but
Okay.
Like get up early, come down, hang
Yeah.
with us. Sweet.
pretty much, and
Okay.
then head back that night
Okay.
and hate myself when I get back at like 4 a.m. So
I won't be that late.
nah.
I think this one actually closes early Saturday, like at 9. They're not
Okay.
doing like till midnight or anything. So
Yeah. So it won't be like Game Warp where T-Straw and I are
So
playing
we'll just-
Metallica at 3 a.m.
No.
as
We'll
we
just go
hear
find
as
player
we
one,
hear
though.
as we hear the wave of the building of all the noise shutting down from them pulling plugs
Yeah.
on every single machine behind us.
yeah,
Can we
Until
go
I
to player
realize-
one though, and so I can spill more fancy beers on?
absolutely.
Yes.
Player 1 is on my agenda.
Yay.
We should definitely go back to player 1 because I want to ruin more Nintendo 64 memories for myself.
We went to breakfast. I was in Orlando
Uh-huh.
a few weeks ago, and we went to breakfast at a place that was right, like, basically across the road.
Mhm.
From there, I was like, wait a minute, that's Player One.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit. I couldn't go though; they weren't open
No,
because
not for
like
breakfast.
10 in the morning.
Yeah,
so,
that would have looked bad.
yeah, I could have broken in, but they probably would not have liked
Yeah, please
that.
don't do that.
Nah.
Yeah, but no, it's at a hotel on International Drive. I think it's the DoubleTree
Yeah, right across from Murder Fish World.
SeaWorld. as some people know it. That's
Oh.
what the billboards will say if you're
Oh,
looking
okay.
for the signs to get there.
Right.
Murder Fish World.
Yes. Exactly. So, yeah. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. I would love to go. I hope I can go.
We hope you can
I really
go
wanna
too.
go.
We would like to see you there.
I would like to see me there. Believe me, I would love to see me there.
And because it's in Orlando, I'm hoping for some of our old Game Warp favorites to be there. I'm hoping for some Grand Lizard,
Man, yeah, Swords of Fury.
Swords of
Grand
Fury.
Lizard.
I hope Swords of Fury with the busted volumes comes back.
Yeah.
Just all the way up.
Yeah, all the way.
See, how sad is it going to be if it's there, but the volume is at a normal level? Like, it's not going to be as good if you can't hear it from the other side
I will
of the
figure out
convention.
who owns it and says, "Sir, please, can you turn this up some? It's not Swords of Fury unless it's furiously loud."
It has to be broken because they didn't fix it the entire time
Right.
last time. So
Considering it's just a knob.
Are we going to
Yeah.
find a new tournament table?
I'm sure we will.
Yeah,
we always
probably.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you'd been to Atlanta, you would have been like, "Yeah, roller games. This is our tournament table."
Bop, bop.
Yeah.
Roller
God, I hope
games.
that's there. Roller games. was
I played
awesome.
considerable more roller games at pinballs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm getting the
flow?
getting the flow of roller
Yeah.
games now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always. I mean, you'd think at some point we're going to be like, I've played all these, but so far every convention I've gone to, there's been.
I'm telling you right now, if they have a believe it or not, it's a Data East, but if they have the Tales from the Crypt, I know you're now a fan. that is a hell of a good table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm shocked how good of a table that is.
But yeah, if you're going to be in Florida then, Orlando area, freeplayflorida.com.
Yes.
Check out all the information.
Yeah. And there's going to be 2 Walking Dead Stern tables there.
Oh, cool.
So
They were giving those away on Talking Dead.
yeah.
It's part of a
What's that?
contest.
That's kind of a neat contest that they're doing.
Yeah.
Free pinball.
Yeah, pinball.
Maybe we can go to Tourist Trap and buy some coral.
There you go.
On that hot note,
Yeah, on that note, check us out at noquarters.net. If you want to get in touch with us, write us at talk@noquarters.net or wearmyskull@noquarters.net, which is the preferred address.
yes,
Um,
you will get priority treatment.
Yeah, facebook.com/noquartersnet, twitter.com/noquartersnet, youtube.com/noquartersnet.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. Go on iTunes. Give us a rating and a review. We appreciate it. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know that you think we're awesome.
Please.
Please.
Or how we're not doing good enough and you want your money back. Whichever. I mean, just speak your
we
mind.
will give you a full refund.
Yeah. Yes.
Full refund. Refunds
full
are guaranteed.
refund.
Yes,
Kind
you're
of
guaranteed a
literally
refund.
nothing.
Yes.
We can't give you time back.
No, we will give you an
Yeah.
immediate refund though.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you're commenting negatively on the internet, your time is worth nothing.
That's
I'm sorry. That's universal
I've
truth.
never heard truer things said.
Yeah.
So,
Drop the mic on that note.
but yeah, it's late. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Harlow.
This is No Quarters Out. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, we have music, don't we?
Does anyone want to do an intro or fuck it?
Oh yeah, that.
Can Mark the Ninja come back?
No. I fucking no. You son of a
I
bitch.
fucking know.
No. Fuck that guy.
Woo!
Hey, Mark Ninja.
Right, Ninja here.
Blah. Fucking hell.
I think it's a little late for Mark the Ninja.
No, that's the best time for Mark the Ninja.
Is it? It's when people least expect it?
Yeah, let out your monster.
Give me like 2 seconds to
Okay.
look over the list here. You can go if you want. You're in the back of the
Who, me?
pile, yeah.
Oh, it's my turn now?
No. I was saying you can go if you need to leave. I
Oh.
know how late it is.
Go.
I'm saying you're in the back of
Gone.
the list or the pile or the row.
The parking space.
Parking spots. This is why Mark the Ninja does not need to come out at this
Yeah.
time of night.
12:45 a.m.
Woo!
Fuck my work. Fuck salespeople. Fuck everything.
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Fuck it all.
Fuck. Flip this. I drive a Dodge Stratus.
People are afraid of me. I'm very important.
Talk to me that way.
All right. Call of Duty, Sunset Overdrive, Shadow and Mordor.
That is my favorite thing, was being able to use that on... I forgot who it was that was so pissed at all of us for making fun of Destiny and talking shit. So I just had to post it. I'm like, don't talk about my car like that.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, that was pretty good. All right.
Are we still live on the internet?
Good night, everyone.
We are.
Okay.
Oh, shit. I should log out of that then.
Yeah, close that Ubuntu shit.
Good night, peeps. I'll see you whenever. Someday. Bye. I'll see you guys whenever. Bye.
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 Bye, bye, bye.
Bye. Hey, cat. You're a cat. What's that one?
What'd she say? What'd she say?
She said, eh.
Oh, okay.
I'm not leaving just yet.
Okay. I had to figure out all these words were very similar, and I realized that they could make a thing.
Okay. Make a thing.
This month on No Quarters, we kick into advanced overdrive and feel the isolation of being in the shadow of the fallen horizon. Stay tuned.
Fucking hell. That's all video games.
That is all
in
video
one
games.
sentence.
Yep.
Damn. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Yes. Nice job.
Looks like all those words are kind of similar.
Nice job. Come on,
Thank you.
people. Give it up. Give it up for Harlow.
Yeah, we're out too. So
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
Unceremoniously ending the live stream.
Bye-bye.
That's what we do.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.